welcome to this random and impromptu, not really, we've been playing it for a while, first session of the Patreon Cyberpunk Dark Skies 2077 game. This game, chronologically, for those of you who have been keeping up with the Dark Skies story, or who were keeping up with the Dark Skies story, this takes place in the month of October of 2077, about mid-month. Um, Everyone's kind of stories have kind of gravitated to a point where they haven't been able to suss out much more about the Reaper in the passing time. However, a contract has come in and we have a start to a job. So, Letty is privy to specific information that's been warranted to her by Biotechnica, or rather from sources therein. And she is gathering a crew of people she trusts, who she knows, and also a netrunner who she feels is competent in regards to it, who won't be as strictured as some older netrunners, and who also won't be as spontaneous as younger ones, as she has dealt with both of those in her dealings with the Reaper up until this point. That being said, she has asked for Mooney, Lamplighter, and Reggie to meet her at Francisca's. I'm going to butcher Trattori. I'm bad at pronouncing words, especially when they're, you know, not in my language. But even in my language, I'm bad at it, and math also. But here we are.
Trattoria.
That word, the word that she said, that's the one. I know two languages and not very good: English and bad English. Those are the two I can speak. I'm very fluent in bad English. That said, inside of this space, as you enter in, didn't expect to be moved into a battle map that soon, did you? Ignore these two here for now. But as we enter into this space, it is a very classy, high-end center city location. It's 23 floors above ground level, set inside of a small kind of shopping mall slash kind of really just a trade area for corpos to kind of just hang out and do what they like and kind of mill about on breaks or on their days off. And this restaurant is kind of seated neatly in one of the many corners of this large, from the outside, mostly just kind of dark metal building that's kind of there in the shadows of Arasaka Tower, Mega Building H09, and the other large buildings in the Circle Center. Um, that being said, of course, Letty arrives first. She would take her seat probably back to the wall in the corner. Is that a fair assessment for you, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
And since this is the first game for at least one of you, and also the first time we've been back in the setting for a while, I don't exactly have pictures here. In the earlier run, I was using AI and have come to terms with not wanting to use that or rely on that as much anymore. So I will be in the process of drawing some of the characters over the duration of this story, unless they die horribly and I don't have to. But we won't do any kind of visual depictions. The tokens are kind of light assessments of what they look like, though. Some of them exact accurate assessments because they've been drawn. But yeah, so Elizabeth, go ahead and describe your character, how she would be looking today specifically in this setup.
So unusual for Letty, she is dressed a little bit more casual, still a little business because that's just what she wears, and but she, instead of a black business suit, she is has a little bit of color on. I think I specified red was like her off the clock color. But she is a brunette Italian woman, and she's very pretty, but very business. Hair's back and up as usual, but just dressed a little bit more casually.
How did that happen?
What?
Oh, everybody
Oh,
got.
the Mixie
It
Mixie?
always happens
Yeah.
whenever I start a new. Okay, so anyway, the pianist in this place is playing. There are a couple of couples who look like they're enjoying kind of a brisk kind of lunch amidst their busy days, having met here for whatever reasons. Letty being kind of corporate affiliate, kind of understanding the ins and outs of kind of space and positioning, knowing people. You would actually recognize one person by facial feature, very noticeable individual, someone you've probably seen every day, and that would be Orion Ono of N54 News. He is a anchor, and he also is the technical host of the show Hogwatch, which is a
Mm.
show that tracks the efforts of group of police and edge runners who are very keen and focused on capturing cyber psychos and trying to rehabilitate them instead of them being taken by max tack or just utterly killed on sight. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, you would recognize him. The person he's talking to seems familiar, but can't place a face. Um, I would say, just based on historicals, the most punctual of the group is probably Reggie. But I don't know if that's the same in his current state of being. Would you say he'd still have his punctuality?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's pretty punctual.
And then just give us a short description of Reggie as he kind of steps in, takes a seat at Letty's
So,
table.
Letty, you would notice first when you see Reggie, there's something different. Like he just has more of an air to him that's more human.
Mm.
He has more of a normal stride. He's less robotic. He's also wearing his fitted luxury suit that he got with Johan. Under it, you would see padded with a light armor jacket. He would have the shotgun and all that, unless they tried to take it at the door. But yeah, there's like life in his eyes. He's not just you know, he's looking with purpose as opposed to like, murder, death, kill, yada yada yada.
Mm.
But also on the like this side of his face, you would, if you looked real closely, you would notice there's um like maybe synth skin from like where his body was like burned from the explosion. So there's been some like plastic or cosmetic surgery um for him.
Okay. So you sit. There's probably a few minutes here if you want to catch up real quick.
Sure. It's good to see you again, Reggie. You're looking quite alive. That is good.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been about 3 weeks. Sure, it seems longer.
It was a long 3 weeks, yeah. So how did you come across this information that you messaged me about?
Um, we will discuss that later. Um, but for the most part, it comes across my desk.
Um, as that's happening, Mooney, you're probably pulling up and parking in kind of standard parking nearby. I'm assuming you're driving your normal. You're not driving anything special. No crazy garage rentals. Okay.
No, I'm just driving his normal sedan.
You've had 3 weeks. Have you done anything special to it? Paint job,
Um,
updated. Anything on it?
I mean, I'm not sure mechanically what my options are.
Superficially,
But
you don't have to say anything like.
yeah, definitely, it looks more like it looks less stock and more like rugged wastelander.
Loving it. So as you're parking, first roll of the night, go ahead and make me an awareness. I think it's perception. It's been a while, folks. um, yeah, I want to say awareness. Under awareness, perception. Double checking. Yes, that is
Not
what I.
my best skill.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
got a 2.
So great. We rolled a fumble right from the start, and Chandler, just for your familiarity. So if you roll a 1 on a d10, it's going to have you roll another d10 and subtract that result from it. If you roll 10 on a d10 for your check, it'll have you roll a d10 and add that to your check. So failure, success. You can still pass on a failure. You can still fail on a success. But yeah,
Wait, it's a D10, not a D20?
it's a D10. Yeah, this game's been a
Oh,
D10 system
shit.
from the very onset.
Never mind.
It's okay. So you are just kind of oblivious. You're traveling in Night City. People are kind of scuffling past. You don't really notice anything out of place. Again, you've probably been in the wastes for, or at least past Redcliffe for the better part of those 3 weeks, doing kind of smuggler work and the like. So as you kind of pull into the garage and kind of make your way to the 23rd floor, you're just kind of oblivious to everything that's kind of going on around you. You would enter into the space, and you'd probably be walking in um, shortly after Lamplighter, you taking public transportation as per usual. Is that right? You managed to get the metro because it does run right through here. It actually stops inside of this building. So you get off in the building's access and you're able to make your way down to the 23rd floor from there. And you've been here before, right? Has she hired you on a job for? Probably not if you haven't worked for Letty in like a way that she brought you to this place before. I don't think.
Yeah, I
that's
don't know if
happened.
we've been here before,
Yeah.
but we've worked together before.
Yeah, I think there's more of a you
He
called
found
her.
me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm working for you, miss.
I highly recommend the rum punch bowl.
Oh, okay.
So you'd be coming in, and we're gonna have you describe your character first, Michael, and then Chad. As we've kind of set the scene for you as you're coming in, describe your. You've already described your car, basically Wastelander stuff, but then just describe yourself after Michael's done with it.
Yep. So for me, just kind of slyly slink on into the place. Just your typical kind of like ninja-esque looking net runner, wearing kind of a classic style conical hat. Basically looks like a cyber ninja, 100%, except no kinds of bladed weapons other than 2 very distinct kunai attached to the fronts of his belt. That's very different, but. Blonde hair, long, with the ponytail in the back as well as long in the back. That kind of Geralt style. Yeah.
And Jack on the wrist, right?
Yep. It's a full bodyweight suit.
Yep. So as you would know, being a Night City resident, individuals who are very inclined to net running will typically have a cyber deck on their wrist, or embedded in their arm, or kind of slung around some part of their body. And Lamplighter is no different. And then Mooney.
He kind of enters the building by like pushing open both of the double doors, and then he just kind of stands there as they slowly close behind him while he's like looking around the room. You can almost imagine like a tumbleweed rolling past. You hear like the jingle jangle of his spurs. He's wearing. He seems to have gone back to like his nomad attire, so he's wearing like a long leather duster. He's got a like a leather hat on, and despite like the very Western like aesthetic, he has like a very modern looking like tool bag like slung over his chest, or it's like hanging on his hip with like the strap draped over his chest. You can see that he's got a belt with 2 very heavy pistols showing. You kind of get the impression that he probably has more guns on him. You just don't know where. And let me see. Also seems to be carrying a like assortment of tools. And as he spots Letty and Reggie, he starts walking in that direction.
Yep. And Lamplighter would basically be moving up those steps and into that kind of private VIP area, sitting down right before you do, Mooney. So position-wise, you can change, shift yourself around the table if you want. And while you're doing that, I'm going to have a discussion here with Jonah, and very specifically explaining the scene for him. You as we discussed, have a vested interest in contacting and getting in contact with Letty. But you know that if you do so via phone, it's more than likely that your conversation will be tracked and mitigated. So you know that an in-face request is more pertinent for you. So what you've done is you've hired a random vagabond to tell you when they see Miss Letty enter into the restaurant, because you know for certain that she's probably going to be there at some point, as it's her favorite haunt. It's
Okay.
something you've been able to pick up over time working alongside her. And that contact for you comes in the form of a very ancient device known as a pager. The individual
Oh,
makes a phone call to your pager, which rattles in your pocket, and you very quickly move from your position in the Militech office out the door and very quickly via metro to where you need to go.
okay.
So, since she arrived first, and you are basically going to be arriving later than that, you'll be arriving at a point in Letty's and her Retinue's conversation. But I would like to ask you, as you are making your way that way, do you make any phone calls or direct contacts to anyone in question that you feel would be very helpful for you to have along for the ride, so to speak?
Hmm. So was Bucket the contact, or was it someone else?
No, Bucket is basically someone you know that you can rely upon as a body, as a
Hmm.
driver, as a person who will assist you, because Militech has leverage on him, and you are a face of Militech, and you pulled his contact information as a basically an asset for Militech, and you're going to be utilizing that resource at your pleasure for outside of Militech work. Again, since he's a stooge, he won't know any better.
Okay. So do I know whether or not he's like apt at using a gun?
So yeah, you would know his profile. He is a techie, and we'll
Hmm.
discuss that more in kind. And obviously keen at using a gun, and probably a limited proficiency, or at least a casual proficiency with driving you to where you need to go in a company car.
Okay. All right. So 100%, I think I would bring him along, and maybe I don't want to bring too many people, so I'll just bring him along
Yep,
as like a butler type thing going on. He could carry my
sure.
stuff while I walk.
So I imagine that this relationship has been built up over the course of the better part of a week. And with that being said, obviously this is the first time the two of you have met in person, or at least face to face via Zoom. Um, you obviously have some questions about one another's characters. So what we're going to do first is just put the characters' looks on the table. We'll start with Jonah. Tell us what Johan looks like.
So Johann is the epitome of fuckboy. He's a twink. He's on the taller side. He has that little floof in his hair, like the little Clark Kent type of thing, but it's more curly. The rest of his hair is kind of shorter on the sides. He's like around 5'8". He maybe weighs like 120, soaking wet. And his attire is just fanciful businessmen. Like, you ever seen those real estate agents that are doing really well for themselves?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's the attire that he goes for.
Except in 2077. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so look wise, we have an understanding. And then, Chandler, what does Bucket look like?
So I was going think of like a 5'10", 195-pound medium build guy. Nothing special. Dresses like a mechanic, has scars and burns all over him from working on tech around hot materials. Smells of smoke, especially that blue smoke that comes out of the technology and everything that when it breaks and breaks down. Um, a lot of tattoos. And outside of that, just a pretty plain Jane looking guy for such a odd environment that he finds himself in.
And bright red hair, right?
Bright red hair, yeah, bright red hair.
All right. Yeah, Zach, we got another ginger.
Can I just
Zach's
preface
also playing a red
that?
hair character. Go
Can I
ahead.
just preface that Johan would have given this man something to wear, like other than
No. So again, he is a garage,
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
So when you call him and say, "Come pick me up and drive me here," it's very much just like a business transaction. And
Okay,
so,
okay.
like you know that he's not going to need to dress up, because you never asked any of the people you've hired before to wear different clothing. Similar
That's true.
circumstance.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay,
He's
okay.
not he's not your personal guard. He is definitely just a punk you're hiring.
You're not there
Gotcha.
yet.
Right. Yeah, if you want to get on
Hey,
that
I'm
You're right.
wearing the
You're
fitted
right.
suit.
yeah. Oh, someone's jealous.
We got that fitted suit.
Someone
Okay,
wants to
You
okay,
bought it
okay.
for me.
You're
someone
right.
I'm
wants
You're right.
wearing it.
someone wants to be on payroll. So that said, um, you two would have known each other for the better part of a week, possibly a little longer. So describe in just kind of brief, or as much detail as you need, rather, your character's personality and how you feel after kind of hearing the other person, or during their description, like how your character might feel about like these kind of personality traits or quirks. Like if there's anything that you do, like if you're a smoker, if you have like a tick, if you are very serious, Jonah had mentioned real estate agent. His character doesn't come off as such, but he does have a kind of business acumen in most of his conversations. He's trying to deal. So again, we'll start with you first, Chandler. Tell us about Bucket's personality, how he would be in this kind of situation that he's in, working for the Corpo.
I mean, very serious. He is just a low level guy. Just tries to kind of skate by. Doesn't want to really be seen or heard too much. He likes to do the occasional aftermarket, black market dealing, but he really just tries to just make it through. He sees everyone trying to be like these cool, super flashy people, and he just really likes working and being a nerd. He just ended up being like a larger nerd, and that is just, again, a very plain Jane guy who just wants to get the job done, get it done correctly, and with as minimal problems that he has to basically tell people or explain why all of a sudden he has a new facial scar or something like that
Right.
from a deal gone wrong or something, or making up all these flights of fancy so that people don't get the wrong assumption that he's just a corporate guy, a little grunt that makes the world turn.
Better safe than sorry,
Mm-hmm.
is a good way of putting it. And then Johan, a little bit more of a risk taker, but also a little bit more of a weaver. Tell us about Johan a bit there, Jonah, and how you think you would operate, like kind of with this individual, who you now have as kind of an employee.
Okay, okay. So knowing that, you know, he's not going to treat you like dirt, but he's going to make you know that he is above you. He's sort of aloof when it comes to most people, but when it comes to business, he tries to go for the better end of the deal. Whether it screws people over or not, as long as he gets ahead, he's good.
Oh, we know.
Um, um, and then yeah, no, that's pretty much it. He's a little bit of a slut, but it's okay. That's it. That's pretty much it.
And
You little slut.
being a person who's been on the streets for a while, Bucket would know that there's something that definitely kind of vibes you about Johan's like just attitude and just kind of status. It's definitely not corpo raised. He is a street kid. You feel like there's a vibe there that's not quite like a corpo farm kid, and it definitely feels like he might have had some past work like on the streets, like a fixer type. So. Um, Sorry, I was handed my mail and I'm just checking it. And yeehaw, I got my jewel
Yeehaw.
lotus. I got my
Hey,
Wait. What is that? Let me
That's
see
a
that.
jewel lotus.
hold it up to the
I
camera.
can't right now. I'm running a game. Okay, so
Ah, John.
back to what I was saying. So Letty, you have your core, the people you called out for specifically. Definitely a tight knit group, and you have them seated at the table. the same song keeps playing over and over again. It seems like all she knows. And then you have your group there. So just feel free to give them the PowerPoint presentation. I think that's also in the cards typically, right, Wilbur? Right? So it's like the possibility that someone gets left out. That's definitely a part of the introduction part. And then the next part is the fixer has to tell you what you're doing. John doesn't want to do it anymore. I love Cyberpunk. Go ahead.
Hey, Cyberpunk. So she'll not get out her clicker because she did not make a presentation about this.
That's really uncharacteristic.
That's a paper trail.
That's paper trail.
Do you say that?
No.
No. Um. So she'll kind of motion to the food that she's pre-ordered, which is kind of standard appetizers,
Mhm.
and of course breadsticks and stuff. Thank you all. Thank you for joining me. I have a very interesting mission for us to take a look at, involving the Reaper. I'm sure you are all familiar at this point.
Mooney kind of sits up a little straighter and leans in just a little closer at the mention of the Reaper.
You had mentioned this when talking to Hungry, correct? That's what piqued my interest. Or did you just say that you had you had some work for me?
I probably just said that I had some work.
Yeah, it was
Okay, you would.
probably not even her that said it.
Yeah,
to
it
be
was
completely
probably
honest.
Nina or
Yeah.
Yeah, but word came from Hungry.
yeah.
Right. So basically, it was her person got a hold of your job work or job maker, and that's
Yeah.
where we are at. So yeah.
Can someone tell me the name of the restaurant again? I'm sorry.
Oh god, I already said it wrong the first time.
You would notice a shudder when you mention the Reaper, kind of like in his lip. Like it just quivers a little bit.
Mm.
He bites it. He bites hard.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Oh, you got it. I am hoping that we can put an end to this what has become a bit of a fiasco. We need to. I have information on a potential target to hopefully help us in this, and hopefully we can destroy the original in the process as well on the boat.
Are we going to the same dock?
Is the boat at the
No,
dock? I
boat's
didn't
currently
actually see
offshore.
it.
It's north of here.
Oh, it's offshore. That's right. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
It's in the Pacific.
Yeah. It is.
We're going out on the water?
Yeah.
Ah, he should have called Guinea for this one.
Well, we don't need to go on the water just yet. I was hoping to get a hold of the target first.
Oh,
And she is not on the water.
oh, well. Yeah, I can work with that.
Who is this target?
Let me bring it up. She is Caitlin, I believe it is her name was. She has worked for Militech, and shit.
So you have the Manila folder.
Yeah.
It has the printout, and again, not a very
In-
common occurrence in 2077, to be sure.
Mhm.
But if you want to just show them that, I can go ahead and throw the handout
Okay.
at them.
Yeah, she would kind of take it out and turn it around.
Or at least I thought I had that in my power. Hold on a second here.
It is in Dark Skies image notifications.
Yeah. Save.
And written out in character.
Desktop. Bam. Whammo. And then we go desktop. And then
I'm gonna try not to click on another voice channel and leave the.
I believe in you.
typical.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many channels.
I know.
So if you all look at the records, it does look like it is a Militech standard data file that has been printed out. It states that the record is classified. The subject in question is Caitlin Linder. She is an information analyst for Militech. She is fluent in a number of languages. She's, pretty standard, woman height, of, European Japanese descent. A couple of cyber optics, specifically a Militech PTC, which is a personal tactical computer, typical in line to the prototype Paraline that you folks had dealt with in earlier epochs. And then you would note that she is a high probability of Reaper infection due to recent AWOL and noted data term activity, meaning she has been out and about doing weird stuff according to what Militech would see as weird. That said, speaking of Militech, speak of the devil, we'll do the lead up. So the car's parked, Johan, and wish to bring Bucket in with you just in case things do turn south again. You don't know if she's there by herself or not.
That's true, but he is a bit of a sore thumb. I'll bring him in, but I'll sit him at like a table or bar stool, like in a corner.
Okay.
Oh my god!
When you
That's fine.
Do we see him pull up?
Well, again, you wouldn't see him pull up because you're on the 23rd floor of a
Oh, okay.
60th floor building, and he's parking in a garage nearby. So, yeah, he is pulling up, getting out. They are walking together into the mall complex and making their way to Francisca's. They walk down the long hallway with its, very kind of just stylistic, very trying to be cozy feeling while being in the kind of sterile corpo kind of hallway. It's got like framed pictures of people from last century who you wouldn't even recognize even if you had heard their music or even cared to concern yourself with them. One seems to have a signature on it, like they'd actually been here before, but probably not. Just dated black and white pictures that are just confusing to you. To us, the audience, if this were like an actual show or TV thing happening, it would be like Frank Sinatra. You're the things you'd normally see in an Italian restaurant along the wall there. And then you two make your way in. You're greeted by the host, who kind of raises his hand and says, "Hi, do you have a reservation?"
Do we have a reservation?
Do you have a reservation?
I was about to say, I'll leave that up to you.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, if we have one.
Name?
What was his last name? Johan?
No, let me see. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yevnesky.
We don't have a Johan Yevnesky. I apologize. He kind of gestures across the way from him, and you see a guy in kind of chromed out Metal Gear armor kind of reach towards the submachine gun kind of strapped on his chest. Reggie, combat awareness tells you that, people are motioning for pistol grips, and you can kind of just, like, there's like a preternatural sense that just kind of like, what the fuck's going on over there? Who's grabbing guns? What the fuck's happening? And you would see...
I would see Johan, right?
And some random guy you've never met the security officer you all passed by as you gave your name at the front seems that there's beef with the host. Like, Johan was not a guest on the list.
We want Johan, right? Yeah. And that, as saying that without like really verifying it, he'd take a breadstick and like more emotion than he's ever shown. He'd kind of hop down from the ledge and do a little stride
Across the
to the
floor.
guard. Yeah, yeah. And then just kind of nod at the guard with the metal gear, take a bite of the breadstick, point it at him, and then say with a mouthful of bread, "Johan, get over here!"
The host would say, "Oh, you are with Letty."
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I just kind of pat him on the back and usher him towards me.
She had only mentioned 3 guests. Um, very good. And you see him kind of reach down to his agent, kind of pull it up and start texting as you take Johan away. The guard kind of lets go of his weapon, just almost unfeelingly, almost robotic, like in his.
Are there?
Under a hushed voice, I'd say to Johan, "I'm so glad you didn't have to fuck them up." And we, get to the table.
Oh yeah, because Reggie's seen the cyber
Yeah.
stick, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of a badass.
And you're following
right.
behind Bucket. He didn't whisper it quietly enough for you not to hear it, since the only thing that's kind of ambiancing is chatter. Probably the hushed giggles of the couples kind of north of the piano. And,
One moment before we go sit down. Bucket, could you
out of character note, real quick. You do understand that you're in a tense situation. If he goes sit somewhere else, he's probably going to get harassed.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him close by, but not at the table.
You could put him at one of the other tables up on the landing there.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want.
And Johan, you would also notice like a complete difference in like my complexion. Like you would see like the standard like reflection of like real skin, and then you would see like this matte finish across like his right eye. You have no fucking idea what happened to him, but he just looks weird. He looks different.
Last you heard, he shot a nuke, or threw a grenade at a nuke, and then survived that.
Yeah, I'm not sure Mooney ever heard that story, but I'm sure Mooney would have like realized that it's like, oh, you've gotten some work done.
Yeah, he definitely has.
Reginald, do you look?
It wasn't like it obviously wasn't a nuclear explosion, but there was a lot of munitions that exploded and then caused that nuke to slow burn.
Reginald, you look different.
Yeah, we're in Night City, right?
Yeah. But what happened? You used to be so... you are different now.
Let's see what Letty has to say. You can obviously tell he's trying to like skirt it. He doesn't have... He's not too he's sensitive for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come up onto the dais there of the VIP section, and Letty, obviously you recognize Johan. This new individual you do not recognize and is nowhere like in your notes. And Johan seems to gesture to him to go sit at the table that's kind of away from your table. So, like, you're here, and it looks like Johan's trying to put him here.
Yeah. She'll immediately seeing Johan when Reggie goes to get him, she'll put the file away. And then she'll smile at Johan whenever he comes up. Oh, Johan, I didn't know that you were coming to the restaurant to visit.
Yeah,
You brought a
Letty.
friend. She'll motion over to the new guy.
Yeah, so this is that's Bucket. He's sort of a driver. A little bit of protection. But that is not why I'm here. It is nice to see you and everyone else at the table.
Oh, I thought you didn't have a reservation.
Oh,
I'm
no.
really confused.
I sort of just showed up. I couldn't really have a paper trail.
Okay.
As Johan says, he's sort of a driver. Moody kind of like looks like surprised for a second, and then like checks out buckets. He looks at Johan again. He says, "You stepping out on me?"
No, I could never. I could never lose the only ones that pulled the gun to my head and lived to tell the tale. But anyway,
I
let you
mean, I'm
mind,
pretty sure.
Fraulein.
Well,
I mean, I had
yeah.
a gun on you too.
That's true. That's true. Two of you hold a deep place in my heart. Um, but let you mind, Fraulein. Uh, I understand you have come across some information.
What kind of information do you think that I have?
Something involving old Militech classifieds. But I'm not here to stir any trouble. I am just here to help.
I may have some information.
Perfect.
And she'll gesture for you to sit down with them,
It
as
takes
well
a
as
seat.
Bucket.
Where do you sit?
Like the opposite of Letty.
Yeah, kind of in
Like
between
that.
Lamplighter and Reggie, probably.
Yeah. And he does that thing that arrogant assholes do with their leg across their knee. That thing.
Taking
I forget what it's called. But yeah, that thing.
space,
Yeah.
crossing a leg.
May not seem like it now, but placement is very important. So at the kitty table, Bucket goes, and across the way goes Johan. Okay.
Who's this?
Driver, you just said so. Pay attention.
Yeah.
The narrator says.
He said his name was Buckets. No,
yeah,
Bucket.
Bucket.
Just one.
Was he over there?
No seats. There's no seats.
I lean in and say, I don't want to be part more than just driver and what Johan tells me to do. I'm just here to listen, and I sit back.
Okay.
I just go back to how I was sitting.
He just watches, huh?
Yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much it.
Still
Yeah.
over there in the cuck chair.
Mooney's like, it seems like he's definitely like sizing him up, but trying to figure out what his angle is.
How old is
Like if
Bucket?
He's like 27.
Okay, I mean, he's a relatively older punk. I mean, he
Yeah.
definitely has kept, head on his shoulders, not blown off and left in a gutter. So that right there as a measure is kind of like, okay. And then, it looks like he's a tech. It looks like he is, a gear monkey, like.
Yeah. You just see burns on my arms from like where I've like reached into trying to fix vehicles and such. I really am just like a grease monkey in this modern age, just in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm just,
You've got a handful of these guys back at camp. Like, I mean, he definitely looks like, he probably knows how to drive a car because he knows how the car works.
Oh yeah, to be like almost 30 and a punk, that's like an achievement, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Forgot about that.
Have I
I wanna
worked
waste
with Lamplighter much?
No, you
I have, right?
I mean, have you?
I don't know. Have I? Have I worked with you before? Who are you?
I don't think that we have worked together before. No.
Okay.
Johan and Lamplighter have.
Yeah.
Mooney and Lamplighter have.
Yeah,
I've worked with everyone else here.
except for Bucket.
Under a hushed voice, what do you know
Well,
about
except
the
for
Reaper?
Bucky. Yeah.
To who?
Lamplighter.
Oh.
Lamplighter.
Unfortunately, I don't know as much as I'd like to.
I don't like this.
I've encountered it once before, along with
Oh.
Letty on one of these missions.
So you have encountered her. Okay. So he's not fresh. He looks to Letty and nods.
But I've recorded the encounter that we had and the attacks that I put upon it, and it's not like anything I've seen before. I
Also-
don't know how I would take it down at all.
Are there any cameras here, like in the place?
So what you'll note is that the cameras in this establishment are not visible. Like if you're kind of looking for them, you have no idea. However, Lamplighter, since you probably are watching everything in virtuality, kind of paying attention to that, there's a camera directly over the door that seems to be kind of looking at the host area. You would probably figure that's for insurance purposes. There are also cameras at the doors to kind of the back areas, And in that long hallway outside, it leads to a dead end with 2 doors at the end, which is 2 bathrooms, both unisex. Um, and yeah, that's basically it as far as cameras are. The other thing that kind of causes you, Lamplighter, to kind of go, well, this is kind of, par for the course for these rich assholes who feel like they're above everything. There is a PDU in place, so that'd be a kind of like protection unit that would descend down, drop turrets, and fire. Arasaka made, but you can tell with your virtuality kind of link in that it is not on, and it is not loaded, and it has not been maintained in the last 6 months.
Gotcha.
Cost cutting
Would-
measures. Cost
would-
if you
Would
don't-
Makes
Johan
sense.
would Johan be paranoid enough to have his scrambler on?
Nope, because everywhere else in the mall has like Arasaka security guards, kind of like posted everywhere. There are Arasaka like robots outside.
Mhm.
Like it's not a place that people come to and are like, let's fuck around and find out. Like there's
I
a
got
very
you.
very limited amount of a chance that gangers or anything are gonna pop up here, or any kind of activity like that.
Okay.
Which I hope you don't think is foreshadowing as to why we have a combat map on the table.
It's
And
it's
everything.
foreshadowing.
Okay, I just want to make
100%
sure that
foreshadowing.
you aren't scared or anything.
Nothing could happen.
I'm always scared.
Okay, so
Always.
anyways, continue conversations wherever you left them off.
Who's on docket?
I'm pretty sure Johan ends up with a gun pointed at him every session.
So
All the
Johan,
time.
you had asked a
All the
question about
fucking
the
time.
cameras, and it sounded like you had a lead into that. But yeah, it doesn't look like there are any cameras that you can see. Again,
Yeah.
they're not gonna in 2077. They're not gonna be massive like devices unless they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
very specifically high feature detail cameras, which are not
Hmm.
needed here.
So it's mostly just for the so Militech can't trace him back to here.
Highly
That was it.
unlikely.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So Runner, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
So Runner, you got a plan?
No. No, I didn't have a plan. I was saying that I have no idea how to take down the Reaper if we encounter it again.
Well,
I'm still going through that.
I think Reggie actually managed to blow one up. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of blowing up, Reginald, I still have that grenade launcher. If you
Nice.
need it.
I don't think so right now, but it doesn't hurt to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You got it back from Hungary?
Yeah. It costed some. I don't know how, but it costed me more money.
Get it back?
Yeah.
Oh!
I'm never lending that fat ass anything else again. Ever. Unbelievable.
Hey, he's a good time. I'm
Josh,
glad you like
Sure
him.
as hell it is.
He spent my ammunition, almost fucking lost it, and then he charged me. Type of
I'm
shit.
sorry. You left my triple threat behind.
We lost a leg
That's
too,
true.
didn't we?
That's true. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, but that wasn't
Left
his
a
fault.
leg too.
That wasn't his fault.
did you get? You got the bionics, yeah?
He literally just like pulls up his pant leg and just sets it on the table.
Still in the leather boot though. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
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 Most people wear their chrome out and loud. He put it in the boot and covers it with the pants.
Is
Can I
it
tell the
same
make
leather
and
boot?
model?
Yes.
No, I
That's-
keep like the pant leg rolled up, and then I keep the boot sort of strapped around the ankle, so that like pretty much everything from like halfway up his shin to like halfway up his thigh is showing.
You would know it's a street level job. It looks like it probably Buzzard shoved that on him.
Yeah,
Mm. But
definitely
it's the
buzzard.
same. It's the
You
same
could
leather
you could
boot,
do better, Mooney.
like from that day. That he
No,
lost
no,
the
no, no,
leg?
no, no,
Oh,
different pair of
okay.
boots. No.
Okay.
No. He did not. I don't believe he grabbed the leg and took it with him. Did he?
No, we did.
Oh, then yeah, that boot. It's the same pair of boots.
Yeah, it is the same pair of boots.
Yeah, he just pulled it off of the fucking dead leg, chucked
Like
that
there's
into
actually
a
like still a blood stain on the leather.
biohazard fucking waste. Couldn't
Like if
sell
it wasn't for the Spurs, I probably would have left it behind.
Yeah, the
That's
shotgun
fair.
literally blew out like the kneecap and all of like the muscle tissue, probably the top end of the bone and a good portion of the femur. So like, yeah,
Luckiest fucking shot ever.
he wasn't.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
it
You got to
was
go back for the boots.
it
You
was the
got to.
luckiest shot ever.
I mean, yeah, that's right. I did grab the leg. I threw
Yeah,
the leg in the back of the
I
car.
remember now.
I remember.
Anywho, um, you ask Lamplighter how he's going to deal with it. He says he has no idea. The conversation kind of rotates back. Letty, you have the manila folder in your purse. You now have a representative Militech who, again, you don't know what his aspirations for arriving here are. So obviously, after that conversation between the Solo and the Netrunner, there's kind of a momentary air there that's
Yeah.
dead space.
And Letty tells Mooney to please get his leg off the table.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Sorry.
food. That is a health hazard, sir.
The Corpo, who's with Orion, did give it kind of like a nasty look down his nose. And
Yeah.
Johan, you recognize the Corpo.
Oh God, who is it?
Yeah, it's the guy who was very much inclined that you weren't who you said you were, and who should be dead but isn't, and is
Oh,
still
shit.
there.
Oh,
He
Wait,
doesn't
where
seem
is
to
this guy?
this asshole here. He doesn't seem
What
to
was this
recognize
doing?
you, but
thank God. Yeah, because we only saw each other. We didn't really talk, did we?
yeah, you were talking. He was trying to sell you on buying more for Zeta Tech. He was trying to.
No, I shot him in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah, he looked dead, but there he is.
He wasn't. He's not dead.
There he is.
Oh, fuck!
Damn.
He doesn't recognize me.
Nope.
You did a lot of damage to him though.
I fucking shot him in the fucking face.
Yep.
Oh my God.
There he
How the
is.
fuck is he not dead?
But there he is.
Why
He's
the
a
fuck is he
job.
here?
D-
Why
d-
is he
Don't
here?
worry about that. We're focused on the table.
People
No,
have a
no.
way of coming back to life in this
We're
city.
worrying about that because that is unnatural.
I mean, I was
Um,
there on that job. I got plenty of reason to be worried.
Well, you weren't there with the headshot, so you actually couldn't have confirmed the kill.
It was the Zeta Tech merchandise, right?
It was the Zeta Tech merchandise that you were trying to filter out of the security firm's hold. They were basically trying. He was trying to upsell you on maintaining a contract with Security Specialist Inc. and was under the assumption that you were a Zeta Tech representative.
Yes.
He
I was
then-
Harold Longshore, I think.
Good notes. Good notes.
Yeah.
He was
Shit.
under the impression that you were that person, and he was trying to
Yeah.
sharp angle close you on basically holding your contracts and holding your articles present with their
Mhm.
firm. Shit went south. You shot him square in the face.
Yes.
No, I think he killed him with his tongue.
Yeah, there was
No,
a-
no, that was the other guy. That was
Oh, okay.
the tongue shot was for
the
the guard.
security guard.
Yep,
Yeah.
just get rid of the guns first, and then he shot the guy in the face. And then after
Okay.
disarming the turret device, you all escaped, and then the sad fall of
Razor.
Razor.
certain individuals.
Rest in peace. Rest in
F in
peace.
chat, boys.
F in chat.
F.
On to better stories. So the manifestation of the very strange kind of quiet that's present in game is us thinking about other stories to try and disassociate from what is going to be a butting of heads. So let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he called us out.
He did.
So, Letty will look at Johan again. So, why are you seeking me out again?
I
Other than information?
need your help.
With?
Well, let's say possibly after I help you with the Reaper, I may be able or up for a promotion of sorts. And the Reaper is a important asset for my company.
You are wanting the Reaper for yourself?
9. I wish to see it gone, just like you, because he gets like a really sour look on his face, and he's just like, boss needs it.
So you would like your boss to not have access to the Reaper then?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There, I do not wish to see him succeed anymore.
And he is actively after this Reaper?
Yeah. So I have to
Interesting.
be hands off, but I will do everything in my power to help and assist, as long as that Reaper is eradicated from the face of this world. And he has like a really shit-eating smile on his face.
um, fair enough. I will then say that we are starting. I would like to start at least by finding a potential Reaper drone. Um, she is from Militech, and she'll pull out the file and turn it around to Johan, but she has her hand on it, but it's close enough for him to look at.
Yeah.
He'll take a
Can I
look at it.
can I take a moment to like survey the room to see if anybody is paying attention? Like I just want to
Oh
look
no no
around
no!
and
You're up in the VIP section. There's nobody
okay,
that could. Like
just
Nice.
making
you're
sure.
you're elevated about 4 or 5 feet above everybody, so no one can see
Okay.
up onto your table. First off, and then second off, like the area you're in has it's not soundproofing, but there's kind of like a reverberance that kind of hits on the edges of the space that don't
Nice.
allow sound to travel well outside of your space. It's very much set up for private meetings, which is why Letty specifically had Dina get this booth over any others.
Gotcha.
Metal.
And
So yeah,
if you've ever taken a job from Letty before, this is exactly where it happened.
Yeah.
if you ever taken a job from Johan before, it's at the Dicky Twister.
It's at the Dicky Twister. So if you go for a job
That's
for
the spot.
Johan, the Dicky Twister is where you go.
It's absolutely the
Where
Dick Twister.
everybody is in everybody else's business.
Yup.
So
So,
looking over it, you would notice that the Militech PTC GPS means that she is traceable,
mhm,
which is strange that if she is traceable and is considered to be a high probability um, target for being infected with the Reaper, it's probably the case that Fisk already has his eyes on her as
mhm.
well. And in fact, this file might be coming from you don't know where the fuck she got this file. And
That's not the issue.
yeah, that's
That's
not.
not the issue.
But
Man.
again, if it's something that you think about, just keep that in mind. No idea
Yeah.
where.
And we
But
also know that Militech already has an asset that has been tasked with hunting down the Reaper.
right.
hmm
You'll also notice a very strange typo, or at least something you think is a typo. Employment history, hired in 2015, redacted. Courier, redacted. And these redacted sections on the file are basically kind of condensed. You would know that, or you would not know how long or how wide, like the breadth of these portions of the employment history document would be. It just seems to notate that she was hired in what you presume is 2065,
Yeah.
based on what you presume is a typo.
Mm. Okay. Would Johan know anything that isn't on this file about this person or no?
No, never met her, don't have any ideas. You know that information analysts basically receive information from all departments and will make
Mm.
sure that it's inputted into the mainframes, the data terms, and the like.
Okay.
But, Bucket, if you're kind of like, doing one of these, looking over, just to kind of keep an eye on the business, you would know that the contacts that are listed for this individual, one of them is Fargo Wells. And for you, that's a name that's kind of interesting to you, in that he's a pretty well known element when it comes to cybernetics. And since you're kind of into that kind of business, you would know the movers and shakers in that field. Fargo Wells is a bit of an innovator when it comes to cybernetics, specifically being responsible for the manufacture of a number of different syn elements, which are SYN elements, that basically replicate the function of um, biological organs and serve as perfect replacements for them. And Fargo Wells is a bit of an older inventor, not really having had any prominence since the time of the Red, which, if you're not familiar, is like the 2030s, 2040s, and like early 2050s.
Okay, and that to Bucket makes a lot more sense on why the typo may be 2015.
Well, if that typo's not a typo, that means
Yeah.
that this lady's like 100, or like
Yeah.
or at least 70.
Yeah,
which,
but
again, not insane, but
but knowing what Fargo Wells does, that can increase some longevity.
good call. Smart thinking. Exactly right. If you want to interject that in character, you can, or hold it to your chest. Either way works.
I'll wait until me and Johan have a moment.
All right.
He's the only one here that I have any reason to deal with in any real capacity. So
100%.
at the moment, I'm just keeping it to myself.
My sweet boy. I'm so proud.
Yeah, fucking Mooney would have pulled a gun on him already.
Yeah.
True.
And then
The classics never go out of style.
for you, Lamplighter, this is a bit of a point of interest for you. The Militech PTC GPS, you would note that the retina scan, notated on the right, gives you an easy method, if you wanted to connect with that GPS lookout at any data term you wanted. But you would know that if you don't handle it right, that term would basically be flagged by Militech or Arasaka, depending on who gets it first.
Gotcha.
So it's a little risky. It's probably not going to be like high level, running, but it's definitely something you could do. You could find her if you needed to.
So after reading through the document, he sort of pushes it back to Letty, and he
So
says,
she's had her hand on it.
Yeah, he kind of
"Yeah.
he kind of
He
gestures
just
like he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
So he's like, this could be an issue. The cybernetics that she has, it's very traceable, as I'm sure you know. And I'm sure my boss would already have eyes on her, if anything. Are you
Well,
sure this is the highest possibility for the Reaper?
Well, it is high possibility that she has the program in her, and that is what I need right now.
Hmm.
That is step one
Do
of
you
many.
do you have any eyes on her?
I know where she lives based on the document, and that is it. That is why I've called these ones. She'll gesture to her crew. So we are just getting started.
Okay.
I hope to find out more soon.
John,
That's me.
would I have a feeling this is a nano, but would I be able to pull up any like current information on her
If you're going
without
for Militech without drawing an eye, no.
damn.
You can
Okay.
definitely do it, but it definitely will probably have your boss.
Yeah. It'll be like, why are you looking into this?
I told you to stay off the Reaper project.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Oh, and the address that you see noted on the document, as she kind of like says, we're going to go check it out, like kind of keep an eye. Johan, you would note is your old address. It's not
Like
the
apartment and
it's,
everything?
It's not the exact same apartment number. It's the same apartment building. It's the old Connor.
Okay.
Over
Okay.
on Vista Del Rey.
Gotcha. Okay. Gross.
You had some good times up there.
Like one good time.
Yeah, I think it's the only time I got technically horny in a role-playing game as of late. Oh wait, no, I've had sex with Michael on on stream. Okay, anyway, focusing back up.
Okay.
I do what I do.
Jesus.
Bonk.
So,
Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Johan's not gonna say that he lived there,
You're right.
just to
Oh, I
keep
Oh no, no,
anonymity.
Letty knows.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know,
I know.
fucking
I'm pretty sure
shit.
Mooney does too. I'm pretty sure Mooney dropped you off there.
Everybody knows,
Oh,
buddy.
everyone already.
Everybody
I
Fuck!
didn't
knows
Except for
know.
the
Bucket. Bucket's
bullshit.
only known you for like a week or two. Like he
Oh,
has no idea where you used to live. He knows where you currently live, and
yeah,
probably a bit jealous. It's right in the center of the city, like right overlooking Militech, like right at Militech, like in the building, like
it's okay.
you
Once
know
I get this new promotion. Once I get this new promotion. Um,
Get the new promotion, level the building.
the main room.
so hopefully Reggie doesn't know where I live, but or used to live. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
yeah, he'll just be like, ah,
He
she
was
lives
so up
there.
his own ass.
She lives there. I see. Well, hmm. Yeah, that could be a good lead. Um, I would be careful though. It might be monitored.
Reggie, as they're talking, you're the only one who catches awareness of this. Kind of eye moves back to the door. You see three individuals kind of push their way in, and the host kind of like raise his hand to try and stop them and then get up from his position. You'd also see that the Metal Gear guy kind of moves to cut them off. And as that's happening,
Uh-oh.
you would recognize that the three individuals that are coming in do not look like they belong, not only in this mall, but in this area. They are maelstromers, so you would note that they have a high level of cybernetics, specifically in and around the eyes and facial region. The leader of the group is just kind of walking in like he owns the place, and the host is trying to stop him, and you see that the security guard guy is also trying to stop him. Everyone that's close to that area is also becoming aware of it, but most of the folks on the kind of northern half of this side and on the eastern side of this room aren't aware of what's happening over there. The piano doesn't stop. You're the only one right now who catches awareness of this due to combat awareness. And also, as I tell you that, I would like for you to tell me where your points are for your roll ability.
Initiative reaction.
Okay, all in?
All in.
Okay. That'll make sense later. So there will be some things, Bucket, that we talk about that might be confusing. But once we get into it, you'll start picking up real fast, hopefully.
Yeah.
You're a smart guy,
I'll
yeah.
just roll through.
Yeah, you're a smart guy. I mean, like I was saying in the beginning, like probably the best one here. I mean, anywho, what would you like to do in response to that, if anything, Reggie? And again, they are just now. They're engaging about the con app. They're about to kind of go into that conversation.
I would take my arm under the table, pull it up to cover Letty, and then I would push past the party. Yeah, push past Johan, taking a shotgun down.
Let's set the moment before you get to that. So, Lamplighter, during that discourse, as the file came out, everyone's kind of talking. You're already kind of tangentially aware of the space, and you're also aware of like possibility in tracking her. You've got your deck on you. There's obviously kind of a lead up like to what we're about to do. Was there anything that you were doing in the that time where Johan and Letty were about to start talking about the Conapt and about the target, or is there anything you were wanting to do on the side?
Nothing specific yet.
Okay. All right, so just kind of holding back, and then same question to you, Mooney, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit of the same. Probably stuffing your face and shrinking, right?
Yeah, but definitely like Reggie getting up and.
You would not notice.
Really?
Reggie has combat awareness, which is a feature that allows him to see shit, like fights about.
Yeah, but I wouldn't notice Reggie getting up and leaving.
Oh no, that's not happening yet. Basically, I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, in the lead up to that, basically the fight is going to start with that. What Reggie just said.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Mooney's like, fuck yeah, if it's all being comped, like just get the good shit while I'm here.
Okay.
So actually, I misunderstood the timing as well.
Yeah,
I thought that this was just like happening, so I was waiting for. I would basically, okay. I want to basically tell them all about like I can be able to track them potentially with a risk involved.
So you three are kind of talking about the target. You now know her. You have her address. You know exactly where it is. In fact, you have an intimate familiarity with the interior of the building, as having lived there has allowed you that kind of knowledge sense. And then you also know that you can track her by her GPS. And based on what Lamplighter says as he's talking about that, he can make it so it's untraceable if he just doesn't fuck it up. And there's no reason why either of you, based on what you've seen of Lamplighter, you would think that he would. He's quite good at his job. And as that is happening, Reggie pushes past Johann very suddenly, gets up and starts moving towards the stairs, shotgun coming out of the sheath. As that's happening, what you watch happen in... I love it. What you watch happen, Reggie, in real time, literally in that one round, right before we actually get into a fight with you, the Maelstrom guy pulls out what you see to be a very old-timey Nomad-style shotgun with a barrel that has no right being that wide, puts it against the Metal Gear guy's chest, and pulls the trigger. You watch a hole the size of a basketball appear out the back of that guy, metal shards, blood, bones, everything flying out, and the entirety of this space fills with the cacophony of a shot being fired in a close-quartered space. I'm going to pause the music here.
Damn!
And I am going to pull out the initiative tracker.
That boy got his back blown out.
Please make sure you select and highlight
Not
your
in a good
token,
way.
and then go into your character sheet and click on initiative.
Oh yeah, it's go time.
For those of you
Wait.
who are not Reggie, it will require an action for you to
Good
draw a
roll.
weapon. It will require an action for you to get up. So it may be a turn or two before you get into the fray, but you'll be able to respond immediately. So you can do stuff immediately. But based on the way you're seated, it's kind of more formal seating. It's not going to be a kind of just jump up and be easy, because the chairs are not small, they're not light, they're relatively heavy, like hardwood chairs. Do I have everybody on the board?
Did mine go through, John? Or does it not show it? I didn't have my character clicked. I just realized that.
Oh, you did not. Okay, I'll add a token. And then you are... What you get on the roll?
It's 8 minus 4, so 4.
All right, fumbles on the initiative. We'd love to see it. Okay.
Samesies.
Very first roll with you guys.
Fumble
That's what it
wumbles.
is.
Well, hey, my very first roll of the night was also a fumble, so you're in good company.
So
Yeah.
none of these rolls will be hidden. You'll be seeing them out in the open.
Oh no.
Fuck!
That should actually
Yay.
be a 21. And then the...
Was that the guy who just got his back blown out?
No, that is the guy that did the back blowing up.
Okay.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Van?
Blew out some backs.
Alright, there are two
God.
types of gangers that we'll be dealing with here. There are the hardened ones, which are kind of the leaders, and then there are the not quite so leaders. Descending. Okay, so again, his action is not actually happening during this initiative round, it's the round before. For those of you who aren't familiar with Cyberpunk entirely, rounds are about 1.5 seconds. They're immediate. During your turn, you can move. You can perform an action, which will be a bit more strenuous of a thing. And that's basically it. There's no ways to gain additional actions. There's no trickery here. I mean, if you're shooting two guns, you're going to be doing so at penalties. But you're only shooting once with each, and you still have to follow the rules of rate of fire. So you're not firing big, heavy handguns akimbo. That's just not happening.
I have
Way to dash my dreams.
I have 8 move. Is that 8 squares?
Yeah, so the number of your movement basically transfers to 2 times the number you have in meters. Each square is 2 meters. So keep that in mind, not only for movement purposes, but also for range purposes. Obviously, this will not be a great place to fire rifles due to the close proximity of the space. And you can see it's not going to be a problem for the bodyguards either, as they... Or not the bodyguards, the booster gangers, as they have shotguns. Okay, so the fact of the matter is I know Reggie has a higher reflex. Baby cat, okay, look, hey. every single time. You're bad, no good. Baby boy, no
He just wants
printer
to
time.
print.
I just
Let
want
him
to play with the
print.
printer. Okay.
He's not playing. He's doing a
Yeah,
job.
he's like, I didn't get to do overtime work. Okay. Focusing
I
up.
sure as shit did.
He's working here.
Yeah, you did. I'm so sorry, buddy. Take that Friday off, dude, if you can get it.
Fuck yeah.
For sure. So, Reggie, you are definitely quicker than these folks based on reflex. I'm going to go ahead and shift to combat music while you tell me what you want to do for your action. Keeping in mind,
Okay.
if you want to shift your points off of initiative reaction, you'll have to do so as an action.
Yeah. No. I see his nomad, right? I see his nomad sawed off. Does it look? It looks the same as mine, right?
No, very different.
Different. Okay.
The best way for me to describe it is it looks like someone took a flare gun, added a metal pipe to the end of it, and then basically took that flare gun, removed the pistol portion, and added it to a shotgun.
But it's a break action style,
yeah,
correct?
it's a break action, just like a flare gun. Yep.
All right. I'm moving up, like literally my move 8. I'm gonna jump down the stairs, just part of my movement.
Sure.
Literally go right in his face.
Okay.
My sawed off, double trigger right in the fucking dude's chest.
Okay. Go
Fuck
ahead
yeah.
and bear with me here while I get this bad boy started.
And I'm trying to
Reggie,
line it up
you
so
okay?
I blow through him into the guy behind him. So
Yeah,
first
so are you
shot, and if
using-
the first shot goes through,
are
I'm
you using-
pulling both triggers.
No. That's not my question. My question was, are you?
Oh, I'm not. No. This is just for theater of the mind. I'm not doing a
No.
target.
Stop. Let me ask
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fucking question, bro. Are
Yeah,
they
yeah, what's up?
slugs or are they
Slugs.
shells? Okay, great.
Slugs.
So it's go ahead and shooting him. Very different because
Bang bang.
shells could have blasted all of them for sure. You'd also
No,
notice
I run with slugs.
as you get to this space, it's not just these 3 assholes. There's about 5 more dudes behind them ready to scrap.
Okay.
Got it. He knows
believe
what
in
he's
you.
about.
All right. So with a Nomad shotgun here, you can see that he's clicked the attack roll option. 21 is the number he resulted in, and he is at a range of 0 to 6 meters, which is the first on the docket there. He had a difficulty value of 13. To hit a difficulty value, you have to exceed that number by 1, not hit it on the nose like in a D&D or what have you. So he beats it by 1 or more, so that'll hit. The weapon is using armor-piercing rounds. And he dealt 15 damage. Armor piercing says that when it ablates armor, it will ablate an additional point of armor, which will make sense in a bit. The individual that you just shot in the chest, as you hit him, you realize that underneath the bits of flesh that are kind of present there, as they kind of rip away, it appears that underneath that is a skin weave, and also his ribs have been replaced with metal. So it definitely looks like he has a high value armor chest point. So much so that it doesn't look like much happens on that first shot as far as damage goes.
Okay, second trigger.
Yeah. But you do ablate his internals, which will put him down to with armor piercing. Okay, we got it set. Second one will hit. It does not ablate armor at all. Basically, the first one hits, and he kind of skirts and hits the barrel with the shoulder, and the second shot pops, and it kind of skims across the shoulder instead of hitting him dead in the chest as the first one did. His eyes kind of flare red as he turns his head back, and he says, "What the fuck?" Reggie done. It goes to him. You see him throw down the shotgun, like not off of it, out of his hand. He just throws it down like suddenly, and you see the break drop out. You see him pull out what looks like a 20 millimeter round, stuff it into the barrel, slap that bad boy shut. As he's doing that, because that's his action, reloading, the guy behind him moves very suddenly behind you, and as he's doing so, pulls out a tactical shotgun with like a typical shotgun. Pulls it up behind you and will shoot. He's doing so with a shell, and he's doing so at an angle so it's hitting you and the host.
Jesus.
Bang.
I'm dodging.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Go ahead and roll your dice. Okay, so you
Ooh.
kind of move quickly, grab the table, and just kind of shift it in front of you. As it hits the table, it kind of like splinters, and you kind of move behind it. It kind of just takes the edge of the table out. But you watch the host behind it just get splattered. If you've ever seen the movie RoboCop, the shot kind of hits him like Ed 209's first volley into the guy in
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's just a massive squib of just massive blood everywhere. Dead guy.
Fucking horrible.
Fantastic.
And like a butterfly, I shift behind him, taking his momentum, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean the perk I have.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking perks. I forgot about that.
The
Yeah,
guy,
Moody's got one too.
the guy in the middle there, the one who was loading a shotgun, yells, "Kill this fucking nerd!" And,
Nerd.
kill this fucking
Sure.
gonk would be the word he'd actually say.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
Sorry, the word nerd was used a couple times by Chandler, and he's a cool guy, and I was just trying to, use cool
Be a
words.
cool guy.
Sorry. Okay, so Lamplighter,
You're the
you
coolest, John.
would be going first on the docket for the people who aren't the solo. Keeping in mind, this is all happening very suddenly. 1.5
Yes.
seconds. Reggie, gun, runs up. Bang, bang, bang. Lots of shooting happening. Host splatters across the wall. You're seated. You're on your deck. And you're kind of talking about the thing, and this is just all suddenly happening. The only thing that kind of is registered is Johan getting pushed to the side. Oh! Literally all that's really registered at your table. But over there, lots has happened in those seconds. So what would you like to do?
So the first thing is, can I hack in or jack into the camera system that I have detected
Yeah,
as a net action?
I would assume that
Actually, that's 3.
that's already been done. You don't need to
Okay,
actually
cool.
like, yeah, you kind of just have that on the back, like it's like a you can just pop it up the window you have kind of on your deck.
Yep. I want it specifically on the camera pointing towards the back doors
Yeah, so
in the corner
you
there,
would know
so I
that
can
there
check.
are 5 more individuals in the hallway outside, because the back doors again are to the bathroom. They're in that front way. Those are the ones that I mentioned. There are no back doors out of this place. If that's what you're trying to say, okay.
No, the other door you were talking about.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's out that way towards the you're
Yep.
pointed towards the bathrooms. So yeah, you would see that there are
Yep.
5 other booster gangers out and about, kind of in that space in the hallway. So it looks like Reggie just ran into a hornet's nest.
Yep. So I'll relay that information to the group real quick while unsheathing my heavy pistol.
Okay.
And that would be an action there. I'm gonna move. I'm really just gonna move over towards this to keep kind of a hidden
Okay.
shot
Okay. So
and get ready for the next round.
It would take about half your movement to get out of the seat, I'll say. So
Okay.
as long as that's still within, I'd say go ahead and pull yourself back.
I have 8, so
Oh, do you? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we all fast.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm a
I
ninja.
My brain did a goof. I thought your luck was your speed. You're not lucky.
No, I'm not lucky at all.
All right.
Better
okay.
good than lucky, I
Uh,
always say.
The gangers will go. So this guy rushes in, kind of moving past you a bit and kind of using his guy as cover. He has a shotgun in his hand. The shotgun in question looks like a pipe gun. If you're familiar with like the Fallout series, looks like a piece of shit. But it does look like he has a pistol on his hip. Bit of a more modern pistol on his hip. And then the others will kind of hold positions in the door. Only 3 of them can really get access. And they are all going to just like point inwards and ready in action to shoot once their boss is out of the way.
Metal.
That's them. Oh, sorry, this guy's gonna run. He's got specific intent.
Which guy? Oh, that guy. Uh-oh.
Looks like he's
That
running to the
motherfucker.
the Orion Ono table for some reason.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Oh no.
The plot thickens. Mooney, You're up, and again, you're sitting. You're not technically up. You're seated in the seat. You don't have any guns drawn. You literally like Reggie. Oh, and then.
So how much movement is it going to cost me to
half your speed to get out of the seat.
stand up?
Yeah.
And then what to draw a weapon and fire?
Draw a weapon is an action, but only as a part of. You can do it as a part of an action.
So I can stand up and draw a weapon.
Yeah. Standing.
Okay.
So real quick, because Zach is notating. I just want to make sure it's clear. Standing up is the action, and it kind of inhibits your speed. So him getting up out of the chair, because they're heavier seats, is the action. So they're drawing the weapon as a part of that action, not.
So that's half my movement, and then after that I can only move 3.
Yeah. Or you can stay seated and shoot from there. It's just that there's this bush in the way.
Fuck that. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the way. I don't give a fuck about that other guy. I'm gonna try and help my my buddy Reggie. Can I see them from here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as Mooney kind of like stands up, he reaches under his coat and he pulls out his tension.
And again, the loud kind of creak of the chair, kind of pushing it astride and then kind of moving up.
Yeah, somewhere in that process, there's like a really badass looking like flare of the duster.
Yep.
And then as he draws the Kenshin, he's going to aim.
Well, not aim because that's a specific action, but yeah.
Well, he's going to try to shoot this guy in the head.
No, he's not.
Or can I not?
Again, his action is moving the chair. Again, getting up out of the seat is not a standard affair of just the chair's gone, unless you have a body.
Okay, so I can't move, draw a weapon, and shoot it.
Move and draw a weapon and shoot it is fine. This is not a regular move. You are in a very heavy seat. It is not going to be a whoosh.
I'm sorry.
The chair's
not. So I wasn't aware that I thought aiming was part of attacking. I wasn't aware that.
Aren't rounds like in 3 seconds?
Yeah, 1.53 seconds. Yeah. So the
1.5 seconds.
The point is the
he gets
action
up,
is getting
moves,
up.
He draws his pistol and he's going to fire 2 shots.
No,
at this guy.
he's not. Listen to me.
I'm so fucking.
You have one action.
Okay.
The action is getting up out of the chair. You move.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
They're heavy seats. Okay. I just want to make sure that's very clear because I also got Zach on the DMs, and I just want to make sure.
Sorry.
The chairs are not easy to move. Like when you sat, it was kind of like a situation where you're kind of like sliding this big boy in, and you're seated. They're very heavy chairs. So when you get up, it's not just a like that. Reggie on his first turn, all he did was draw his weapon as a part of the action of getting up. Remember that?
Got you.
So everyone is following the same demonstrable. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
If I can't fire this turn,
you cannot.
Instead of drawing my Kenshin, I would like to draw my very heavy pistol.
Okay. That's fine.
That is the only difference. And
yeah,
then I'm going to move.
Next turn, you can draw the Kenshin and shoot either or. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Mooney, done.
Sorry for all the confusion.
No worries. Again, there was a confusion on all sides. I just wanted to clarify. The chair...
Now, this is the first time playing Cyberpunk I've had to get up out of a chair and run into combat.
The chairs are not standard fare. They are very much heavy, very formal seating.
Fuck those chairs.
If you've ever been to like a really fancy restaurant, like getting out of the chairs is not a situation where it's like, whoosh.
I've had similar situations.
Exactly. You'd have a braced position too. I don't know why anybody's not doing that. But anyways, focusing
No one's ever explained to me how that shit works.
Johan, you're up. No worries. We're here. That's what we're here for. I'm not yelling at you.
Can I make it? Can I make it to here?
Yeah. So
can I? Okay.
Great note. So you see that railing there?
Yeah.
It is
right
basically your ground level is the same level as the bar. So if you were to hop the railing, which is inconsequential, or slide underneath it onto the bar, either of those motives or those move options work and won't hit you.
So before I make anything concrete, I want to know, would I have my grenade?
No. You didn't say you were walking in here with grenades.
That's true. Okay, so yeah, I will use action to fucking get up, pull out heavy pistol, unless it's an action to jump over the rail.
It's not an action to jump over. It's inconsequential. It's just part of your modality. It's fine.
So then, I'll go boom, boom.
You'll start from
hop
that.
over.
You can start from this square if you want.
No, that's fine. I have enough movement.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you want to go an extra square, you can start from this space. It's okay.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do that. I'll start her right there, and then I'll go here, and then
Oh, no,
crouch
hold on.
my. No, okay.
This is the bar.
Yeah.
You just jumped up onto like a cabinet.
Oh, sorry.
It's
No,
okay.
it's the way the squares are. Like technically, I'm right here in the middle,
Yeah, that's fine.
but like basically, I want to crouch behind this
Oh, so
right
you're
here.
going in behind the bar. Got it.
Yeah. I want to go right there and then just fucking hide there until the moment arises where I have to shoot someone.
Okay, so you're keeping a kind of functional view of the situation. Do me a favor and
Yes.
roll a perception check. This one's for free.
Ooh, okay. That's under awareness, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
15.
High enough. So what you'll notice is that the very sheen, perfectly clean surfaces of the glass refrigerator cabinets that are holding a number of the beverages and like small kind of treats and whatnot you'd have at the bar is highly reflective, and you're able to, from this position behind the bar, see perfectly what's happening at the front of the restaurant.
Nice. Okay. Is it an action to activate my scrambler?
It would be, yeah.
Okay, shoot. Okay, never mind.
No worries.
That's it.
Johan done. Letty up.
She's not gonna get out of her chair because she's in the corner with her back to a wall, so no one can get behind her. So
Right.
she's going to pull out her heavy pistol, and
Brace.
yeah, like kind of like on
Yeah.
the table
100%.
and pointing towards the guy going for.
You can take a shot if you
oh,
want.
no.
There's nothing inhibiting you from doing so.
Oh, perfect.
Because you did not take an action. You pulled as a part of your action to shoot.
Yeah.
Or you could aim, which will give you benefits later on the next turn. But you could also just take the
Um,
shot now if you want to be responsive.
I'm gonna go ahead and 16. I think I'm actually just gonna aim.
Okay. Cool. And bear with me here. I have a baby cat who is not good.
Baby cat.
He is a bad
Yeah.
little boy. Yes. Okay. Cool.
He's a good soup-filled boy.
He is
Soupy
filled with soup.
baby!
That is true. That statement is not incorrect. Okay, so just want to double check and make sure. It has been a while. I know aim is something that I might be pulling from an older edition, so I'm just double checking. I know it's an action. I'm sure it's an action.
If it's not, I can also just shoot.
No, fair. If it's not an action, then we'll give it a ad hoc benefit here.
There's no bonus actions, right?
So aim shot. What I'm going to say is if you're aiming your shot, when you take an aim shot during your turn, it means you're shooting at a specific part of the body. Since you're kind of locking in on him and taking time to take the shot, if you do take an aim shot at the head or hands, I'll give you a +3 bonus for the aiming and also brace position.
Yeah. I'm gonna be aiming at the head.
Makes sense. Letty done.
As you should, Queen.
It'll go to Bucket.
I think I'm gonna follow suit with Letty and just from seated. Will Mooney be in the way if I try to shoot the guy?
So you are shooting from there. What are you shooting?
A heavy pistol.
I would say, Mooney, you specifically said you were kind of moving in on the bush to kind of get cover, right? The tree thing in the middle. Yeah, you can shoot past him. It's fine.
Yeah, he's hugging that wall.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
I
if
would
you
like
critically fumble and roll like under a -5, then yeah, you'll probably blow out Mooney's back. But like,
Yeah, you'll shoot out my other fucking leg.
other than that, yeah, I won't
Yeah,
even
right.
have you roll damage dice. I'll just say his kneecap explodes.
Great.
You mean you didn't want matching
If
legs?
you roll under a -5, the only reason that'll happen. But yeah, normal. Go ahead, take the shot.
Alright,
So
Come on, baby.
pull out the
Let's
weapon.
just click and attack. Yeah.
Yeah, click the attack for that weapon specific. Yep.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So
Oh,
Big Iron
man.
is a handgun. We've got him at 16 meters, which means that the difficulty value is 20. So when you pull the weapon and fire, it'll shoot, and you'll watch it hit that curtain that seems to kind of go into like a small side room or something. just kind of slams into it, kind of makes it move a little bit. But like everything else in this place, it's very heavy, so the curtain doesn't like fly away or anything. Just kind of like thunks.
Okay.
Like you were shooting I don't know, a theater. Like, yeah, I can't even think of words. Okay, so now comes the random confusion. Okay, so this lovely couple, these two ladies here, will run towards the back and get behind this. The
Hey.
lady here at the end of the bar is wearing kind of like, as you're kind of moving to that space, Johan, you'll notice that nobody really paid attention to her, but she is in kind of like a very slinky kind of red dress. Her hair is kind of done up with these kind of like really tacky looking kind of, leafy things, and she's just.
Do they look at Johan?
She looks very alone. She doesn't look at anybody. Basically, she has 3 empty wine glasses in front of her and is holding a wine glass. And as the shooting starts taking place, her face gets like really red, and like her tears kind of like just start kind of flooding down her face, and her lips start kind of bubbling, like she's just like pouting.
So
This is the
if-
worst day ever.
Wait,
If they make eye contact
we can
behind,
start it right now. Sorry. So Chandler, good call. You are using and I'm sad I missed this. That is a standard heavy pistol, not a very heavy pistol. So yeah, rate of fire 2. Take a second shot.
oh,
It's still,
Oh.
it's worse. So
Okay.
never
So
mind.
boom, boom. The second shot goes a little wide. You kind of pull it in a little bit. It kind of flutters past Mooney in a degree that kind of like it's not like super close, but it's kind of like that mosquito whistle. You know what I mean? It'll actually hit the wall near the curtain on the other side, instead of tagging the curtain itself. So basically, these shots are kind of landing here. Okay, back to the confusion. So the lady at the bar just starts kind of like having a mental breakdown. This guy here will kind of move towards the kitchen and brush through the door, while his presumably date kind of just gets under the table. The pianist reaches into the piano for some reason, the open grandfather.
okay, okay.
These two people are going to kind of just shift down to the ground and kind of drop down low. These two seem to not even care and continue their conversation, kind of looking over in this kind of like deadpan stoic face at the situation unfolding in front of them. And Orion will reach into his coat pocket and very quickly pull out a card and then split it in half
Where's Orion at?
right here.
Okay.
Lamplighter, as the situation is unfolding and you're kind of looking at this guy run past the pillar, seeing who they're going for, the card he raises up and snaps in half is a solid black card with a very simple logo on it. A red circle, and inside of that red circle, a small tree-like symbol with 3 red orbs. You recognize this symbol as the Arasaka symbol, an Arasaka security break, which means he's basically just called in a security detail to come and rescue him. The old man turns around and says,
Fuck.
"What's this all about?" Like, just very perturbed and not reacting as quickly as everyone else who lives in Night City. Reggie, speaking of living in Night City, let's see how long you get to. Go ahead with
So
your turn.
what I want to do is I have a martial art move called Flying Kick.
I'm aware.
I want to back up, run at this guy with my body at 12, a flying kick in his chest, and I want to kick him into his companions.
What's your movement?
My movement's 8.
So I'll give you 6. You can't just, bull back and then rush forward. For more flavor, you kind of move to your position here, kind of shifting forward, and you've got the shotgun in your hand. And as you see the others come around, you run here, or not run. You kind of move here. Move
I was
around
thinking
the
that.
pillar, and as you
Yeah,
kind of do,
grab it and swing.
you kind of fly forward with the kick.
Fuck yeah, dude. I was actually thinking about that, like kicking off. Anyway, here's my Taekwondo roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
and he will get to dodge. Um,
No, he won't.
Maybe he will.
He's not gonna do it.
Evasion.
He's gonna
Reggie's
fail.
back, baby.
Shit.
Still didn't make
He
it.
didn't make it. See, that's a critical
Oh.
success. That's not doing the thing. So go ahead and give me damage.
I had 4d6, I believe.
We can't just type 46. You gotta...
Ah!
What the fuck, man?
So
God
martial arts
damn.
techniques do work through armor, but
Oh, he's fucked, dude. That's a crit. That's like 3 6s.
yeah, but he mitigates damage due to
Kick the dude's
maelstrom's
heart through his body.
trait.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
critical wound.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is more metal than a person. But go ahead and roll. I believe it'll be up at the top. You should see a button that says critical injury effect.
Where
Top left.
I literally,
select a token, or I'll do it. I got it.
yeah.
Damn
Please.
it, Dan.
This would be a body
You're like
injury. So
fucking killing it.
as you kind of jump towards him, he kind of like brusques up and kind of tries to block it. You kick him directly into his kneecap, and as you're kind of pushing down with that kick, you throw his leg back down onto its footing, and then push a little bit further and watch it kind of snap back like The Arrival. I don't know if you're familiar with that film. As he kind of hits that position, his whole body kind of stumbles back, and one leg is working in the back pedaling. The other leg is basically like almost trying to rotate like in a horizontal sense as he backs off and away from you into the crew. But the second that he kind of hits in that place, the front two no longer have him in range, so immediately at that response they're going to be pulling their shotgun triggers. Just 2. And then you can move the rest of your spacing after that, which will be 2 more spaces of movement. Shotgun 1 you can dodge, shotgun
Evasion.
2 you can dodge.
Evasion. Ooh,
Second
that one will probably hit.
and that's going to do quite a bit of damage on you. So 13 is a body shot, so your armor value.
11.
So it'll do 2 real points of damage and ablate your armor by 1. All right, you still have 2 spaces of movement if you want to use them.
I want to take that action to kind of like twist my head, like I'm fucking crazy,
Yeah, boom, boom.
and then I'll use my like a butterfly to move closer,
Okay.
like shifting to the side.
Yeah, you still have 2 spaces of movement which you can use because your action only took 6 spaces of movement to get to him.
All right, then I guess I'll move.
There.
Yeah, I'll move here to the side.
So, the guy who just got shot and hit in the leg kind of muscles up out of the space.
Wait, how much is it ablate by 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of muscles up out of the space, kind of angrily kind of moves over to here, and kind of steps over the dead security guy. He reaches out with his gun and pulls the trigger. And hold on, bear with me here. Wrong character sheet. This is... It's going to be listed as slug damage because of the special rounds he's using, but it is a shell shot. Boom. So go ahead and make your check for evasion. Yep. So as you're kind of moving away from him, you kind of like step to the side, pushing the table like out of the way. It kind of slams into the wall behind you. The wood and stone of it just kind of shatter a bunch, and as you kind of move away from it and kind of hear the like cacophony of it like smashing into the wall, you realize that it has like this strange kind of greenish spark to it. And what you're realizing is that guy's using depleted uranium rounds.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Basically just small shards of depleted uranium being fired in it's basically like chicken shot, but depleted uranium. When he fires that gun that time, you see him angrily just kind of throw it to the side and reach down, kind of squatting down to grab the SMG that was on the dead guy. And then this guy will kind of move to here, and with his regular shotgun, you see him very quickly kind of like shift the weapon And looking at it, you're not familiar with this shotgun. It's definitely Militech. Got the logo all over it, but it definitely looks like it's a cleaner, kind of more streamlined weapon than anyone else in the group is using. And it does appear that he has a fire switcher and the relatively new weapon. He's going to fire a slug shot directly at Orion Ono. Boom, miss. It kind of slams into the wall beside him. And Orion kind of angrily looks over in that direction. Doesn't look scared at all, just pissed. He's like, hey, fuck you! That's it for the hardened. Goes to Lamplighter.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be firing on dude over here.
Is that right?
Yep.
Take the shot.
I don't know why it's not doing the thing.
Bang bang.
Drawing a line to it. Okay.
All right.
Should be. Yep.
It's gonna be a
Nope.
miss.
Yep.
The second. Wait, hold on. Yeah,
I do have a rate of fire too.
Yeah, so go ahead with the second one. Miss.
It's even worse.
Yeah, you're missing by very little though, so that's
I feel your pain.
kind of sad. So you kind of pull the pistol, shoot.
I am a net runner.
You still have movement if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of move, do like a little kick off of the plant thing and roll into this position on the corner up back on the little stage area above everyone so I can see.
All right, Lamplighter done. It goes to the gangers. They will enter more. This guy will be kind of running in for cover. There he goes. So he runs in and moves to that cover there. And then this guy runs in and takes the position of the security dude for cover. Hey, baby cat, 1 second, okay. So him there. The ones that were standing at the doorway kind of rush in, kind of move alongside the boss. They all have their shotguns, and it looks like they have one more round in their weapon, so they're going to all fire their shotgun shells rounds at Reggie. So bang,
How
bang,
many? Okay.
bang, 3. Dodge. No dodge, dodge. So the crit will do 11 points, which your armor was ablated to 10, so that should do 1 point of real damage and ablate your armor again.
Okay.
Alright. Boosters are all done. It'll go to Mooney. Yeah, I understand.
Okay,
Baby
so
cat. You are a baby cat, I know.
can I shoot this guy in the head from here, or do I have to like what is bracing, and what is aiming, or
So,
what is
Yeah,
called shot?
bracing would be like in a position that you're like prone or something. We're not going to work on that right now. You're basically firing free. There's nothing you can kind of lock onto, like to kind of hold your aim or anything. You're just going to take a shot if you're shooting this turn. If you're aiming for the head, it's an aimed shot, and what that means is if you aim for the head specifically, it's a -8 to your attack roll, and so you need to hit the difficulty value for a handgun, which we can see there on
That range would be 15.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're
Plus 8 would be 23.
correct. So you need to hit a 23. If you feel comfortable, you can do that on 1 dice with your bonus. Then go for it
How do I get another dice?
on 1 dice. If you roll a d10 and you roll a 10, it's a second dice. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Do you have luck? You can also use luck too.
I do have luck.
True.
It's just I have a perk that
Oh,
for like shooting people in the head.
yeah, sure.
Shooting people in the head deals more damage.
Yeah. Perfect. So, real quick note, Chandler, on luck. Luck is spent before you make a dice roll, and you can spend as many points as you want on luck. You'll add 1 to the roll you're making for each point that you spend.
Right.
Luck refreshes
So-
at a rate that is inconsistent. In this game, it will be refreshing every session.
Okay, so this is like the hardened guy, right? He looks like the biggest, toughest mook in the bunch.
There are 2 biggest, toughest mooks. There's this guy who's gotten a bit of damage to him. He's kind of not really moving great, what with his leg being completely out of commission. And then this guy here. But yeah, again, to make sure you understand too, his leg doesn't look as bad as it could because it's mostly metal anyways. Yeah, if it was
Right.
mostly flesh, it'd probably be a horror show. But yeah,
Okay.
it definitely just looks
Then
like
I'm
you
gonna-
bent the leg back on a GI Joe instead of like real trauma. Real trauma.
Part of my action, I'm gonna draw my Kenshin in my free hand.
Okay, 2 pistols,
but-
1 in each.
Yeah, but with my very heavy pistol, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker in the head, and I'm gonna spend 4 points of luck.
Okay.
So let's go. Very heavy pistol. This is armor piercing ammunition.
And just to make sure, there might be a misconception here. I just want to make sure we're clear. The rate of fire for weapons, and I just want to make sure we understand, the rate of fire for weapons is still going to draw to the lowest. So if you're using a very heavy handgun in this fire itinerary, it's just going to be the one shot in his head.
Okay. What do I click to attack?
There should be a section on the left side, kind of left middle, where it says the names of the guns that you have. You just click attack next to that.
Do I have? Yeah, there's just like a drop down arrow and it says clear.
Weapons: crowbar, very heavy pistol, assault rifle.
Ooh.
You're under edit.
You're under
Hit
edit.
close in the upper right on the weapons
There you go.
Oh,
graph.
oops.
No worries.
Okay, cool. Yep, my bad.
It's okay.
Ka-chow!
All right.
And that's a +4.
Good
Wait,
sugar.
23, and he is at range 15. You said
yeah.
20 is what you, or 21 is what you needed to roll, and you said you were taking the penalty. So +4, but minus
27.
8, so 27, 19. Missed by
19.
1, or missed by 2. Okay. Yeah, it's a hard shot. You might want to move in closer again.
That would have been sick though.
What? Are you sure you're 15? Hold on a second. La 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 la. This guy right here is 8 meters away. Is that who you're shooting at?
Yes.
Okay, so then that hits.
Oh, okay.
Maxim.
You said 5. Oh, you said. Oh, I see. I get where the mix-up was. 8 meters. He's 8 meters out. So just to confirm on the stream side too. Yeah, like that.
I mean, I do have movement. I could move closer, but I did what
No,
I did.
you're at a perfect range for this, so it's fine. So you said you were aiming for the head. Great.
Right.
That does hit the face. What you will realize is that the metal plating chest is also in the head. So when the bullet hits, it's kind of like this loud ting that kind of smashes across the chrome of his forehead. You actually watch a bit of the flesh kind of peel away, and you can see a bit more red light.
It does. It does an extra 5 damage.
Oh, does it? So then that'll actually change what I say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of Rio Bravo.
Perfect. That's a perk that he's earned over the course of roleplay. So then that'll do 14 points of damage. His armor on his head is 13. 1 point gets in, changes it to 2 points because it's a headshot. All head damage is doubled.
And it's armor piercing rounds.
Armor piercing means that his head armor is now a 11 as it ablates by 2.
Okay. Now I do have movement, so what I will do is I'm gonna John Woo this shit. I'm gonna run across the base of the tree planter, and I'm gonna land. I basically want to be between the table and the tree and behind the piano.
Okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
right next to this woman.
Well, she's underneath the table.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
So it's like he hits the floor and he sees her on the table. He's like, "How you doing?"
Yeah. Johan, you're up. You are behind the bar.
Yes, where it's safe. Johan's gonna step over here.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to shoot this guy with his very heavy pistol.
Okay. Keep in mind, this is a grand piano, so the side is up.
Oh, it's in the way. Oh shit. Okay.
If you go over
damn.
one more space, I'd say you'd be good. Line
Yeah,
of sight,
yeah,
straight
yeah.
down the line.
I do that.
Okay. Take the shot.
I don't want to shoot this chick though.
Oh no!
Should I move one more?
no.
Okay.
She doesn't care. Like
okay.
she is crying over a glass of wine.
Okay.
This,
So then, yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot.
Sounds like me every Friday night.
Yeah, she's literally. At,
Oh, Michael.
She's literally at a point where it's kind of like, like
Yeah, fuck it. Why
I'm
not?
just gonna reflect on my life as it flashes before my eyes and be really depressed about it as everyone's shooting guns around me and I could potentially die and it is like a stray, what have you. Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
19.
You
It
are
probably doesn't
currently.
hit.
Oh, I just grabbed your token instead of measured out range. Let's see.
18.
18. So we're looking at a 20 requirement, which will fail.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
So then after failing, he's just gonna.
Hold on.
Can he
When do
take?
you spend luck before, right? Not
Yeah,
after.
Before.
Yeah, before.
Roll me a d10.
Oh god. Okay. 10.
Okay. So it will miss the grand. It'll miss the table in front of you. It'll miss him. But it will hit one of the boosters in the back because there's literally nowhere it can go.
Fuck yeah.
It strikes this guy on a stray, and the damage does ablate his armor, but it doesn't look like it gets through much. He does
Okay.
look like he's less armored than the heavy boosters, but it doesn't look like it does too much.
Okay. Yeah, it's basic ammo, so it doesn't do anything special.
Yep.
Wait, let me double
If you
check.
rolled a 1, you would have accidentally shot the lady under the table. If you'd rolled a 6 or less, not a 1, you would have hit the grand piano and slammed it down on her arms.
Oh. That would have sucked.
Anything
Okay.
between 7 and 9 would have said nothing. 10 would have did what
Sucked
it
for her.
True. Can I take like this lady in front of me? She has a glass, right?
did. She has a glass of wine. She's holding on to it like it's the only thing
That's
that matters.
my
glass.
guy.
Okay. Then is the bottle there?
No, fuck no. She's been asking for glasses.
Fuck. Okay.
I
I'm
was
gonna take a
imagining it
swig.
too. I'm
But-
glad you're there.
Hold on.
Give her a wink and
Wait.
have a drink of hers.
Wait, I'll allow this as a free action, okay? I'll allow this as a free action. And if you do
Okay.
something corresponding to this for flair, for cool, I will allow that as a free action as well. I just need to see what I want you to roll. Shut it up, you. What is your deal? You're bad.
He's
I-
not bad. He's
I
a
know
soupy
that you're
baby.
bad. Okay, so we're looking at
ACAB, all cats are beautiful.
Oh, except him. He's bad. I just told you that he is not good, you guys. So this is going to be a wardrobe and style. Go ahead and make a wardrobe and style check for me.
Okay.
I don't get
Can
one
I
of those every day.
use-
You better win that.
I'm gonna use luck.
Yeah, sure. It's a free roll that I'm just doing for flavor. Fucking yeah, spend resources.
He knows what's important.
You do.
I'm
know
gonna
what's important.
spend 4 luck on
Okay.
this.
Roll it. All right. So
All right, that's
17.
Love
plus
you,
4.
dude.
Yeah.
Looking at the wine, looking at the counter behind you, you know exactly what bottle of wine was used to pour her specific beverage, and it's within reaching distance.
Is it an action to
No,
grab this bottle?
No, for free. If you want to grab it, but depends on what you want to do with it.
So, is her glass full?
She has 3 empty glasses in front of her.
All right, I'm just gonna grab it, pour her like
So-
a healthy fucking shot.
So what you do is you're kind of like, you got the gun, you're pointed, you reach behind you after seeing it, grab it, and start pouring across the line on all 3 of them. And you
Yes.
just point and shoot and like hit one of the boosters. And then just set the bottle down. Love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Letty.
Can I take a shot this turn or next turn?
Like
Or drink, sorry.
Drink? Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just pour
Next
the glass. You can drink.
Okay, okay.
You can drink as an action.
Look, you better not fuck up your abilities in your action and your move.
I'm gonna do it next turn.
But her response in that 1.5 seconds is like, as you pour the glass, she's like, oh, and kind of looks at you with like this like happy look on her face, but still like her makeup's kind of coming down, you know, she's just like a mess. Like there's definitely like a decent amount of like, you know, she's been rubbing her eyes, like there's she's
You
got
better
soul,
pull her over that counter.
she's got soul pain. Letty.
Pull her over that counter and kiss her, Johan.
Just-
Right now.
It's
That's-
getting to be a lot.
That's a bit much. Just pouring her a glass is fine. See where she wants to go with it first. Come
That's
on.
true. Fair enough.
Maybe she'll pull him over the counter.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I'm
Other
old
side,
enough
the
to hear
safe
this
side.
whole
The safe side.
RP.
Anyway, so I was aiming at
Yep.
this guy's head.
So you'll have a +3 to your attack roll if you are wanting to do an aim shot at the head, which means you'll
Yes.
just mitigate it'll be a -5 penalty instead of a -8. So go
Right.
ahead and take the shot if you want
Let's
to.
go.
And if you have a rate
I
of fire
believe.
too, that benefit will happen for both shots. So we're at a range of
I think it was 16.
16. So that puts us at the 20 DV value.
Yeah.
And you didn't
so
spend any luck here, so
Yep.
yeah, that's gonna be a miss.
And I can
Fire a
roll
second
another
time because it's not
one.
very heavy yet.
Yeah. How much luck do I have? I'm gonna spend 2 luck.
2 luck. Throw it.
Just to be cool.
Perfectly acceptable.
22 minus 5, so I still
Miss.
don't get it.
Yeah. And that was a relatively
alright.
good roll, so it was going to be a very
Yeah.
hard shot to hit from that distance. 2 more shots, and these ones will actually break into that picture of Frank Sinatra and the wall.
Frankie!
Frankie! Super! So then it goes to Bucket.
Okay, so I'm looking around and realizing that like I have a very cool, calm, and collective person off to my side, still sitting down. I look over to see Johann just seducing a woman during a firefight, trying to figure out who hired me for this job and what they've gotten me into. And
That's the group you're with.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
going,
Hold on a second. He is still in the firefight, though. It's not just the drinking that's happening. He's got a gun in one hand and the bottle of red in the other. Okay, so
He's doing both.
Multitasking.
He
Beep,
said
beep.
both. Both is good.
he is either the most overconfident son of a bitch you've ever met, or he might have some skill. We still haven't figured it out ourselves. We've been playing with him for a while, so you.
Both.
I mean, I know he spends his luck on what's important.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you don't look cool while you're doing it, why do it at all?
Damn right.
Fair.
I'm going to. I think I'm going to just stay seated. I see this craziness and just take those 2 pop shots again, realizing that again, I'm seeing people taking pretty heavy damage and getting lined up and closer to the massive enemies, and realizing that keeping my back on the wall is probably just that's how I've made it this far, is just staying safe.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna play that as well.
Take the shots.
So 2 they're
Yeah.
both missing.
So same distance.
I
Yeah.
should've
Both
used-
will
I
miss.
should've used luck.
Um,
I keep forgetting to use luck. Okay.
No worries. What I'll say here is what we didn't discuss last turn for the boosters. That guy did walk up on them the first turn, and during the second turn didn't seem to do anything. But as Letty and Bucket are shooting down at a range out of him and kind of hitting, he's kind of like, kind of dodging now, and also kind of really scared of the Arasaka break. And his weapon appears to have jammed when he raised it to shoot at Orion. And he's kind of finagling it, trying to get it to work. And he'll be doing so on his next turn as well. All right, so we'll go to the problem sources. So she's very, very happy with what's happening there. This cute couple will stay there in the corner. This lady's boyfriend is rushing in and trying to make a phone call at the start here. They are laying on the ground hoping they don't get shot. These guys are still having their business meeting, not really changing their ideas on anything on how this is going. The old guy will get up and kind of like move away, and Orion will stand up and just kind of move behind his chair. It doesn't look like he's like going for cover or anything. It just kind of looks like he's holding the broken card in one hand, moves behind his chair, and kind of pushes it back in. Very dignified. Reggie.
I thought I told you fucking gonks to get out. I'll take a grenade, AP, pop it, toss it to the guy with the
1
broken
second.
leg. Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Oh no. Oh yeah, last time I threw a grenade it was bad things.
Yeah. So you're familiar with property damage. You've caused quite a bit of it with explosive devices. You're pretty certain that most of the bullet holes that are hitting the
Level the building.
walls, and that's even the case of the depleted uranium, can be smoothed over with like drywall material or replacing boards and such on the side. If you throw a grenade into that front end, you are going to destroy the flooring, destroy the framing of the door, destroy the ceiling, destroy.
We're on the 30th floor?
23rd floor. That's not important
23rd floor.
though. This place is not going to not charge you for that. So make sure that if you do property damage, you understand your reservation's currently for Letty, and she's probably not going to let that slide. So you've got the grenade, you're reaching for the grenade, you haven't drawn it yet. This thought comes into your head as you're like, okay.
Reggie.
They're in
Do you
such a
wanna
good
do you
fucking spot.
If you want to
do you
grenade
want to
him,
do the
push.
right thing or do you want to do the Reggie thing?
Yeah, I just want to make sure
Gonna
you
do
understand.
the.
If you do it,
I'm
there will be
sorry. I've
repercussions,
cost her so much.
and you'll know
Wait,
Every
they're
what,
going to.
time I
what,
throw a
what game
grenade,
are we playing? What game are we playing
It's
again?
Cyberpunk. It's Cyberpunk.
Oh, I thought that's what we were playing.
Letty,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
How do punks live their
Take my
life?
grenades away. Take them away. They don't do anything good for you.
You got a grenade. You're pulling it.
Better yet, throw them away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's what he's trying to do right now.
Like a fadeaway. I toss it and then move behind the pillar.
Okay, go ahead and
Kobe!
roll an athletics roll, and you're trying to aim it for like in the middle there.
The dude whose leg I kicked out.
Yeah, basically at him. Okay, cool. Okay, so you hit him square in the chest, and it kind of falls to the ground at his feet, and will detonate. They're all going to make. Well, no, they're not all going to. One of them is going to.
So he doesn't have a leg.
One, two.
Well, he doesn't have a functional leg.
Two of them. Yeah, but you'll note that it doesn't really change a lot statistically.
How many die? Is it 66?
66 for explosive.
It's
Yeah.
Fuck, Tom.
And it's armor penetration, and there's
Wow.
2 6s.
Yeah.
So crit. Is it
Okay.
2 or 3?
Two for the crits. Okay, so first things first. Fighting, he has no penalty on his evasion roll. He's just not good at it. And then the other guy who is able to evade. Okay, is it 13?
Is it 20?
It's a 13 to get. You're not trying to dodge
It's a.
the athletic.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
There's a DV for dodging explosives. It's 13, and 14
Okay.
on the nose to dodge it. So he will not take damage. Everyone else will. That will kill the lesser gangers
Oh yeah, well.
outright, and that will put a large hurt on the one who's already fucked up. Go.
What about the
going-
doorman?
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
And
Critical
behind me,
injury.
can I tell this guy stay behind me?
He's dead. Critical injury adds 5 to the damage in addition to all the other
Jesus
stuff.
Christ, Dan.
When you do hit him, it kind of drops to his feet and it blows up. You watch both of his legs fly out and off of him, and he just kind of is a hot mess in the just explosion. If you've ever watched Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, it like that scene where the guy just spontaneously explodes. That's literally what happens with him, and the other people just kind of shockwave out. The damage that's incurred due to this, though, is very high. The very expensive-looking glass windows are blown out. The camera above looks like it is damaged. The guest area where you would put your coats and the like looks like it's kind of pretty severely stressed and kind of broken now. This pillar is compromised. This table that you already threw on the ground, which was a heavy lot to do, is now splintered in half. Lots of.
What about these schmucks over here? Are they
Still
fine?
just sitting there, not even caring. Yeah, they were more
Okay.
than enough distance away. It only goes 3 squares out from the target.
Are they at least shook?
No,
Do they? They don't. All right, they're Borgs.
no, they're not. They're corpos.
They just don't give a damn.
They're corpos. If they die here, then you're going to face repercussions, and their family's going to get paid very well. If they
True that.
don't die here, then if they spent their time in this business meeting hiding, then they were wasting company time, and that's not good. So there's definitely a higher level of fear when you're working for certain corporations, my guy. It's like, oh shit, Night City showed up.
Oh,
Gotta still work. Oh yeah, this guy's dead too. Sorry. Okay, great. So seeing
what
that
about?
you're willing to throw grenades, this asshole, nope, and will run through the mess of his friends out the door and down the hall. Fuck no.
Understandably so.
Yeah, a gunfight I can win. A grenade fight I cannot win. And then this guy finally measures to get his weapon fixed and will point it at Orion, and he will shoot. He has it on Slug. He will miss. He will miss severely. He will jam the shotgun again. He doesn't he doesn't shoot it. Actually, Dan, actually, Letty, or sorry, Elizabeth, or no, fuck it, Chandler. Chandler, roll me a d10. New guy gets to determine.
Everyone, roll a d10.
All right.
Oh.
So yeah, he puts the gun up and pulls the trigger, and when he does so, it explodes in his face. Reggie, go ahead and roll me evasion roll.
This will be the one I fail.
Hopefully.
Oh no.
It would be way funnier.
TV is 15, so you just need a 16 or oh.
Hey.
So he basically just puts the gun up, shoots, and doesn't work, and then kind of looks at it, and then kind of points again, but closer this time, trying to get an aim. And when he pulls the trigger there, the back breech of it explodes outwards. The front barrel of it kind of shoots out into 3 different slivers, one of them narrowly missing you, Reggie, and slamming into the head of the guy who has already been shot in the face one time, as far as you can recall. And he just falls to the ground. And then
He's dead again.
so too does the booster ganger.
The
Lamplighter, I'm assuming you're not chasing the guy who just ran out the hallway, right?
No.
Booster gangers are all dead. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh,
hold on. I'm gonna try
He
something.
takes like a cigarette. It's like fuck.
He reaches over and grabs a coat off of the table there that somebody brought in past the coat line because it's lunch. You're not going to, go through all the formalities, and puts it on, and kind of just starts walking this way, just very slowly. He kind of looks like he's like nervously moving, but again, you can't tell for sure whether or not he's a booster or not unless you look at him, focus on him, and make a perception check.
So are you telling me to make a perception check, or?
Mooney's up. So Mooney, you're kind of assessing the situation.
Oh.
You can make a perception check if you'd like.
Yeah, I can't do anything else, and he is actively like grenade goes off, it's kind of clearing, so he's kind
See
of like
who's still
scoping
here
out the
besides the
area.
guy who ran past the smoke. Yeah.
So that was perception. That's under awareness.
Uh-huh.
See if I can roll better than the last time.
I hope not. This is funnier if you fail. Damn it.
15.
Yeah, that's a booster ganger who seems to be trying to like sneak out looking like a victim.
And that was my action.
You can have it for free. If you want to shoot him, shoot him.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I'm just gonna pop him twice with the kitchen. I'm gonna aim for the head both times.
I'm gonna thematic it. If you want to roll it, you can, but I'm not gonna say it missed even if you do. Unless you like roll -5 or less.
So he like aims at him and he says, "Hey!" And then as the guy turns and looks, he just.
You see that he's got like a metal face, no jaw, and like a purple or like a pink kind of like hair coming down from the side. You pull the weapon, pull the trigger, and you hit him square in like the jaw area, and you can see like a severance of like, neuro connection. He just drops to the ground lip. Yeah, Johan, you're not chasing after the guy, right?
No, I'm flirting with this girl. I'm gonna take a swig of the bottle. She can have the glasses. I'm just gonna say, so, with the gun in my hand, what are you doing later?
She very nervously in that 1.5 seconds doesn't respond.
Okay.
Letty.
Okay.
She lets out a deep sigh, with Reggie, throwing the grenade, and she'll get up and just yell at him.
I didn't level the
Reggie,
building.
What did you do?
I did better.
All right, Letty.
That's it.
Bucket.
Do I know about the Arasaka card?
We saw it.
Did I see it?
No,
I
you
don't
ran
know.
forward,
I
so you
saw
aren't
it.
aware. You would see
I'm
now
sure.
as you kind of come
Right.
over and are looking at Letty as she's yelling at you. This guy's holding an Arasaka card in one hand, and his other hand's holding the chair. You actually recognize the guy. It's Orion Ono. He's the one who gave the very nice, conversation point about you not being a cyber psycho, and people rushing to call you a cyber psycho was rude. But as it quiets down, and everybody kind of cycles through, she's still kind of nervous, not sure. The booster gangers running, so he's already moved like a very good distance out the
I
door.
mean, I'm faster.
Before you do start chasing him down, Orion says to you, "Was I wrong about you? Should you be in max tack?
Should I be in max tack?
No, should you have been taken by max tack? What he would have said. Your response, Reggie. I'm gonna give you one last because it's the only person who goes before he gets out of here.
I was worried what they do to everyone else. Damn the property. And I'm genuine.
So you turn and talk to Orion then?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll just say that kind of like stops you from the kind of one-track mentality of rushing out the door after a guy who probably doesn't want to be here anymore. And that will confirm he will not want to be here anymore as he continues to run the fuck out of here. Unfortunately for him, the second the elevator door opens as he's trying to get down it, 6 very heavily armed Arasaka representatives push him down and will detain him. Before that happens, it's an off-scene thing that's happening. You folks present here, aware that Arasaka security representatives are on their way incoming. A lot of folks are kind of like, re-situating themselves after the skirmish, except for those 2, who one of them says, "Waiter, we need a refresh. As quick as you can, please. Someone." Kind of looks over at the dead host just annoyedly. "Do I have to go get it myself?" says the guy with the glasses. Service here.
Get
Service.
good help around here these days.
Service here is going downhill. we might have to change our lunch location, our lunch meeting location.
Is the bottle I have almost empty?
Again,
or half empty?
You're not paying attention to them. They're just being assholes over there. Don't worry about it. You're focused. You're focused on.
No, not for them. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm talking about for me.
You put 3 glasses in, and it already had a decent amount out of it. There's probably like a couple sips that you're basically.
Is there a similar bottle nearby that I can spot?
Yeah. Probably like
a
younger year, but yeah, it's.
I'm gonna toss the one I have, and then I'm gonna take a full one, and then I'm just gonna I'm gonna put my pistol away. Then I'm gonna outstretch my hand to the girl, and I'm like, "Do you want to go drink some more?"
No, well, I'm okay. Thank you for
Alright.
everything that you did. But she'll tap her head, and you realize that there's a signal popping into your agent. She's basically sending you her contact information for Hollows.
Fuck yeah. He's gonna wink, and then he's gonna just dash out.
Oh my god.
Like you're leaving this place?
Yeah,
So-
with bottle in hand.
Are you leaving at the front door, or do you want to see if there's a back door in the kitchen area?
Back door. I do not want to see whatever is to come through that front door again.
I'm pointing out I see that and immediately take off after him because again I'm his driver and I don't think he realizes he's running away with nowhere to go.
No, I think he's mostly thinking I need to not be here. Like
Yeah, on the way out I turn to Letty and look at Reggie and I say, "That's your first pick?" With looking at the grenade and everything that went off, and I just take off after Johan.
It was highly effective.
No, it wasn't.
It was. So yeah, I come through here. Is there a back door from what I can see?
Yeah, sure enough.
Alright, fuck yeah. So I'm just gonna ignore the fuck out of everyone, run past them with bottle in hand, and then just go through the fucking back.
Night City has, because California has a number of different situations where it might not be beneficial to be in a very large building in a higher floor. Fires, earthquakes, you name it. So on each of these buildings, and you probably, if you played 2077, would note that like there are some buildings that have kind of like a series of stairs that are external to the building itself, and they look like they're kind of more structured and kind of soundly locked with these like large metal clamps. When you exit out the door, you're at first like hit with kind of like a rush of air, right? You're on this landing, and there's a stair flight that goes up and a stair flight that goes down. There's kind of this situated like metal structure on the side that allows for, easy access out of the building without having to move towards the heart of the building. You'd also note that this landing also has what appears to be like an old coffee tin filled with cigarette butts, and it looks like where people who work here probably take their breaks. But yeah,
Okay.
you can go down the stairs or go up the stairs, whichever you prefer.
Oh, he's definitely going down, and while he's going down with bottle in hand, he's gonna hum the entire way down, like he's just happy and
Bucket
ecstatic.
easily catches up with you. Anything you want to say to him once you catch up with him?
Basically that, hey, warn me next time. I'm game for a lot of stuff, but man, I like to know ahead of time what type of people we're dealing with.
While going down the stairs. Yes, that happens a lot. That will be a bonus. And then he just sort of just goes downstairs.
Oh my god.
Looks like he's already managed, like in the flight of stairs that you've been with him, he's already slugged back like a good third of that bottle. Just like, god damn it. Okay, for Reggie, Lamplighter, Letty, and Mooney, same situation. You see Johan and Johan's friend Bucket saying what he said to Letty before he darted. You four obviously have, probable concerns being here in the aftermath of this.
I'll kneel down and see if I can stabilize this guy. See if there's anything I can do for him. The guy that I tried to block the shot from.
That's,
No.
He's dead.
he's dead. He's been dead for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll look at Orion and say, I tried.
He's looking at you like he doesn't care. Like, he just,
Which guy did you say had the pistol on his hip?
what?
You said one of the booster gangers had a pistol on his hip.
Oh, they all have pistols on their hips.
Oh, are they particularly interesting looking? No.
Yeah, they're just very heavy pistols. Like,
Standard affair.
pretty standard
Garbage.
there. Yeah, they're nicer. They're all Militex, but they're nothing special.
Yeah, I've got better guns.
Oh, for sure.
So
You
he
said-
watches Johan and the other guy leave, and he kind of looks around, and then he like does a whistle. He does one of these, and he points towards the back area that they ran through, and he
Okay.
starts heading that way.
Everybody else follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole way we're leaving, I'm apologizing to Letty.
Okay. So
Like,
now
I just...
She can't go back here now.
we have an interesting situation that we need to kind of muster through here, Elizabeth, and I'm going to ask you some questions. And these are basically questions that are time unimportant. We are basically allowing for effective retcons of things because things that I now realize are important due to the way that the situation unfolded weren't important in the lead up. So I just want to make sure you understand what I'm asking you. Don't feel like I would have, like, if you would have, then do it the way you would have done it, or not. If you would have changed that, that's fine too. Did you book this underneath your name? This specific VIP setting? It would have been very hard for you not, or to be able to get it without having done so.
Yeah. Just because she knows how hard it is to get it, she probably would have.
Okay. Question number 2. You frequent this place a lot and typically on company business, so your account with this specific proprietor is probably one that's connected to Biotechnica. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Again, yeah, it's never been off the grid kind of stuff. So okay,
Yeah.
cool. On
I
the
was
way,
just thinking about how she would have done it.
yeah. So that's the questions for the preface, like the stuff that could have been different and changed what my mind or mentality on it is. Your character is not dumb, and neither are you.
Yep. Yeah.
You would know as you're kind of exiting out the back door onto these steps that that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do on the way down the steps? Any phone calls you want to make, or anything that you want to do to kind of sort this out situationally in an exact kind of way?
Trying to think of how she would. Because she definitely wants to pay for the damage. But she also doesn't want it to go back directly to Biotechnica because she wouldn't have put, like, the tab wouldn't have gone to her Biotechnica account in this case, but it would go to her personal account.
There's easy 20,000 in damages there.
Yeah. Is
God
there a way
damn.
to just like, I don't know who she would call to like make sure that that
Well,
goes
who's on your team?
Huh?
Who's on your team?
Oh, well, Nina.
It's the only person you can really call right now.
Yeah.
If you're trying to call somebody to help you with the situation. And how do you want her to help? Just go ahead and ring.
Yeah.
Hey boss, how's your meeting going? I got a buzz on the wire that there was a bit of a kerfuffle over there. And
Yes. So I need to make sure that the damage is paid for. Reggie may have thrown the grenade. I want to make sure it goes to my personal account. The charges go to my personal account and not the Biotechnica account.
Okay, boss. I can do that. I do want to make sure you know that I'm getting a couple of pings requesting information regarding your employee file. Looks like you're a person of interest in an investigation Arasaka's opening, but it may not be too late. I can try and see if I can finagle some things here to see if we can't maybe bust somebody else. Make it Biotechnica, but not you.
Looking me up for this incident?
Yeah. I'm sure we got a low-level exec who's, willing to do anything for the team.
If you can find someone, that would be.
Oh, we're not going to ask them, boss. I can shift
Yeah.
it if you want me to, though.
That would be very nice if you could do that.
Keep the funds in your account then. Don't worry about it. If you feel bad about it, just take it out on Reggie. I'm going to go ahead and burn
Sorry,
this
Reggie.
call from the account. I have the power to do that right now due to your current station. If you're going to call me again, I've left a phone number on your agent. Should be at the very, very bottom, listed under unknown. Just go ahead and call me there instead of this number moving forward, and anything mission related. Okay?
Of course.
Forgot to tell you
Thank
before you left. But yeah. Good luck. And yeah, if I were you, I'd probably try and hold a lower profile.
Trying our best.
All right. So I need you to roll me a d10.
8.
Sufficient.
Yay.
As far as you know, everything Nina's doing to kind of move away the blame to Letty seems to be working.
Because she's the best and she needs a raise.
Yeah. And yeah, you head down the steps with your core 3 there. Johan, you head down the steps with you're seemingly more level-headed. But,
Just tottering behind you.
yeah.
Look, if they made it further in the restaurant,
So
it would have been a bloodbath. I couldn't have stopped it all.
I want to stress something real quick too, though.
And he's sincere. He used to never give a fuck.
Hold on.
He didn't care.
Hold on.
I'm talking to Letty.
I'm talking to you, right? I want to talk to you real quick. I sent you a video before this episode.
I know.
For a reason. People who pay get saved. People who don't pay don't get saved.
And
Property.
Do you remember Reggie before?
Important than people.
Do you remember Reggie before?
Fair enough, man. I'm just.
It's different.
It's cool. We don't need to rehash it. It's fine. We're just gonna move on. But you will get on that unknown account, text message wise on your agent, is that the property damage was around 35K. And
How much was that building that I leveled?
Millions.
Luckily, they couldn't pin that on you.
Running a number here.
Oh, I
High
don't.
score wins.
I don't know.
Oh my
It was more than that. So you already beat yourself there. You just ruined a career. Is correct. So some low-level exec, some Letty in the Rise there, some just young girl who's like working for Biotechnica, not quite yet aware that the shit's present. Yeah.
Sorry.
Zach gained inspiration for D&D.
Just ruin someone's life.
But yeah, more than likely that scene will play out eventually down the road. That said, kind of coming down to the bottom of the steps, we got about 20 minutes left before the call of the first session. So I do want to make sure before Johan and Letty's two crews kind of split apart here, we kind of get an idea as to how you want to do it. And I want to make sure you folks understand. Don't force the game. Don't D&D mentality it. If Johan's like, okay, maybe that's a little too hot, maybe I should sidestep, we can go a different route with Johan. If Letty is like, okay, I need to maintain Johan, but I need to shift to a bit more stealthy a crew, and you start kind of kicking people out for any reason, that's fine too. I'm not saying do it just because you feel mad or bad about the situation. Just role play it as you think you would. Don't
Get the fuck out, Reggie.
don't
Just
let
35 grand.
the main thing we need to focus on is don't let the player's feelings judge what the character would do in these moments. Like if Lamplighter's like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do against the Reaper. Also, I don't know what I'm going to do with Reggie blowing everything up. Also, the only person I think I like here is Mooney, and Johan's kind of okay. Okay, I just got to go. Or if Mooney's like, you know what? I got a car to fix. Like whatever you think your character would do. I'm
I
not
gotta
saying
go
kick
wash
yourself.
my hair.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, vacation's over. Fuck this job. I don't need to.
I mean, Ecstasy is 1-0 against the Reaper, right?
X is pretty 1-0 against the Reaper, but again, also not.
Can we get Lamplighter and Ecstasy on this? So Ecstasy could be like, hey man, this is what I did.
You can shift the
Look
crew
at
as you
this
want,
shit.
but what I want to make sure I'm stressing here, we're down at the bottom of the steps. We're having a conversation in the aftermath. We've already had our conversation as to what we want to do, and that goal is to go and check on the target. But whether or not that goal remains the same after what's happened is up to you as the players.
So as soon as they hit the street, Mooney's like, I'm parked over here.
Yep.
Like anybody who wants like the golden ticket out of here, follow Mooney.
I mean, sounds great.
I'm assuming Johan's already like gone, right? With Bucket.
You're at the bottom of the steps. This is basically you came to the bottom of the steps. There was no access point that was readily available for you to hop back into the building and go to the garage. So you're gonna have to go outside the building, walk around the outside, get to the garage, and then go up.
So then, while we're walking, Johan with his probably almost empty bottle is just gonna ask Bucket, "Yeah, so can you know people, right?
Yeah. Why? What do you
Could you get some non-affiliated folks to check out such Connacht for me?"
As a non-fixer, very unlikely.
Yeah, I was about to say nothing of that high value. No, I got guys who can we can fix things together. We can do bigger jobs together, but something of that nature, you'd be risking death for too many of us.
Scheiße.
And again,
Okay.
this would not be something that would like you get down to the bottom of the steps. I'm guaranteeing Mooney, Reggie, Lamplighter, and Letty are kind of right on your heels, making it down there. You're all kind of meeting at the bottom of the steps.
Okay. Yeah, so
he's already moving. Like he's getting in his car and he's leaving. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, so you're probably parked in the garage as well. So you're gonna have to make the same walk of shame. Like unless you want to fuck with Arasaka, like you're taking the long road around. So to be sure,
I figured Arasaka would be in the garage.
Why would they
it's
be
whatever.
In the garage?
Isn't that like isn't that? I imagine that would be like the quickest access.
No.
To the building.
No. So we'll discuss what the front we'll discuss what the front looks like a bit. Like, yeah, they just probably walked in the front door, took the elevator up, and then bam, we're there. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
yeah, it's like you've been to the Indianapolis Mall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go in that front door. There's elevators and there's like escalators, very similar, just a little
Okay.
bit more enclosed and bougie. Because it's not way west. It's California.
Careful.
But yeah, you're all down there at the bottom. Again, if you think that you would just walk away from this, Mooney, that's fine. If that's what you're trying to
Nope.
do. Okay.
Gotta get my car.
Well, no, I don't mean
Bucket.
walk away to your car is what I'm saying. So you're saying who wants to come with me to Letty? And
Right.
that's in earshot of everybody else. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Letty, so what is the game plan here?
I am still hoping to find the girl. But there will be no more bombs, grenades,
He
or any of
takes
the like.
he
that
takes
I
out like
was
literally
expecting.
2 fistfuls of grenades and like hands them out to you. Like it's like fistful. Like there's quite a few of them. It's like I'm so sorry.
35,000 eddies.
Oh, scheiße.
And she'll take them from you and put them in her.
These are mine now. These are mine.
I'm deleting the grenades from my character sheet.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Make sure to post an inventory so
Sorry.
now Letty knows what she got.
I will let you have these back. Should we need them?
Okay. You have I'm gonna delete a couple eddies here.
So Mooney's got space for 6 in his car, as we've discussed before.
Yeah.
3 up front,
Okay.
3 in the back. You can all roll with him as you're kind of talking about it, because Johan, you asked what's next. She said what's next. So now we're just arranging what's next and how you're getting there.
Okay.
So
I will follow you, Mooney, in my car.
Try to keep up.
You heard him, Bucket. Try to keep up.
you all have the address. Fuck, you used to live there. It's not like you're gonna lose where it's
I was
going.
about to say, I'm pretty sure we can just get there when we get there.
Oh, so it's a race then.
You can drive as fast as you need to.
I'm not racing, Mooney. You got space with you?
I love how everybody's like hyper, like over the top, like with the exception of like maybe a couple. But like Chandler, you're playing Bucket is just this. He's just a guy.
I'm
He's like,
I'm a
you
mechanic.
want
If
to
you look
race?
at
Not really.
if you look at
No.
if you look at Bucket's stat block, you'd be like, oh, he fixes things. That's what he does. Like,
You better keep up. No, actually, it's fine. I could just.
I have
So
a
Lamp-
GPS. It works really well.
Lamplighter, you want to ride with us or with Mooney?
I'm going with Mooney.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be
So,
the Letty crew, and then Johan and Bucket, and you
Yeah.
two leave separately, and will arrive approximately the same time. Again,
When we get in the car with Johan, I look over and tell him that when we were looking at that sheet of the woman, that I don't think the 2015 courier was a typo. I think that she is literally that old. Because Fargo fixes organs. He does synthetic organs, like you were saying, and can keep her alive that long. So I don't think that this is out of the realm, that she may be that old. So I don't know if we want to also drain for information as well. Someone who's been around the block that long, it may also just be worth using a bit instead of just outright making them disappear in some way. But that's just the Johan. He's the only one paying me, so that's his information to have.
Yes, that's a good idea. Would there be like a really old guy still at the office?
at Militech.
Yeah, like really old.
Like 80.
Yeah, there probably are. They're just not in your department. Fisk is 50, but
Yeah, but fuck that guy.
like when it comes to like people that you'd be able to kind of like broach a conversation without it raising red flags, no, there's nobody who's older than Fisk that you would know. Again, you've
Yeah.
only been working there for a couple of weeks. Remember
That's
that.
true.
Yes.
That's true.
He
That's
started
true.
in September, so again,
Oh.
you don't
Mm.
know that.
Yeah.
Bucket doesn't know that, but
Sorry, Bucket.
I got hired. I was told I was a driver, and then a shootout occurred. So I'm still here. I'm still the contract hasn't been finished. I still need
That's
to
Night
drive.
City, baby.
Yeah, it's probably not the first time a fucking restaurant's blown up in a shootout, like for real. But like, it's probably the first time you've seen it happen in a fancy restaurant like that one.
Yeah.
That was definitely out of character. But yeah, reflecting on it as everyone's kind of driving that way, for whatever reason, they were very focused on getting to Orion Ono. If Red Sheet hadn't intercepted them, it might have been the case that they shot at him a lot more than they did. So he got very lucky in that regard.
Yeah, and the asshole still didn't appreciate it.
No.
I know. It's fine.
He wasn't paying you.
True.
In his mind, he was fine the second he cracked the card. But again, it's
Right.
also, it's a very limited mentality. You would know as a trauma team, matter of seconds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no.
To him,
Yeah.
He's not seeing it in the minutia.
3 minutes is quite a few rounds, buddy.
Oh yeah, shit ton. But anyway, point is you're all reflecting on the experience at the thing, and it was totally unrelated to you folks. Or
Fuck that. Johan's thinking about that hot chick.
or was it?
That was like literally the highlight, in my opinion.
It was.
Like I'm still.
When you pop the deets and look up her, like kind of check her name and information because her profile is effectively added to your phone. Her name is
Yeah, we got
Melinda.
name.
But her profile does not have a last name, which means that she pays for anonymity in cell services. And this is
Okay.
not an uncommon practice for women and some guys who feel like they're harassed by people in kind of like a dating kind of mentality. Because your hollow can kind of double as like a means of kind of meeting people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, she hasn't texted you yet in the time. Again, it's only been a couple,
It's
maybe-
been a couple minutes. We're gonna give it like a night or
Sure.
two, and then we'll just be like, "Hey,
And we're going to go ahead and move to the map just so we all have an understanding of what spatially has kind of happened here. So,
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, sure.
You would actually get a message across your agent. Hey, you think that techie could take a couple slugs out of my armor?
There we go.
one moment." Hey, hey, Bucket,
Yes.
you can fix armor, yeah?
Yeah. Cyber tech. Yeah. And armor. Basic. Yeah. I can fix most things.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And then he's gonna text back. You will have to pay him, but yeah, he could probably do it.
Since
Thanks.
I'm kind of crushing on Chandler right now. I'm joking, but no, you're great. You're doing wonderful. You will be the mascot for the group, and I will move us to the big man. And here we are.
Mascot baby.
So we start there, and then we end up. Yep.
Reggie would shoot another message you on. You think you could cover me, baby? And my pockets are a little light.
Oh my god.
Like 35 out right now, baby. JK. So this is the old house of Johann. You can see it there on the map. You're kind of set against it. It's the little fixer shape. And so that isn't the place you're going, something specific apartment. The con-app that you're going to is in the same building. When you go to look at the registrar on the apartment building, because again it has everybody's address and everybody's name for postage purposes, Johann, you realize that they've moved it into like the inner office, which means you have to have a card to be able to get in. Roll me an electronic security check.
Ooh, I got that.
Johann
Okay.
specifically, yeah.
Where is that under?
Technique.
Technique. Electronic security. I got this. I'm gonna drop 4 luck. Fuck it.
You said 4 luck?
What luck
Yeah.
do you have, dude?
I got 8 total.
And it refreshes
Oh
every
my
session.
god.
Yeah.
So spend it.
You're a
when
lucky
you can.
boy.
So
Yeah.
Yay.
12. Okay. So you kind of rifle through your pockets, pull out your wallet, which is probably one of those cool metal deals, right? And
Fuck
you kind
yeah.
of flip through your cards real quick and realize you still have the old access card for this con app. And you kind of shuffle your stuff back in there. You realize if you didn't have it, you probably could have had Lamplighter like crack it, but when you pop this bad boy open, it still works. And the
Fuck
door
yeah,
opens,
dude.
and you kind of like wait there a few moments um, as Mooney finds a place that's appropriate to park. Um, and you knew where to park because you used to live here.
Yeah.
So Mooney finds an appropriate place to park. You guys link up at the front door of the Connaught, and you enter
What took
in.
you so long?
I was gonna say Mooney would have made a point to try and arrive first.
Well, no, you did, but there's no
Oh, okay, okay.
street level parking. The problem
Oh, I
is
got
you
you.
have to find a parking garage nearby and then walk.
Mm.
But Johan
Access is everything.
knows the tricks and knows where to park because he's lived here. Like I don't know if you've ever lived on a busy street or anything.
Yeah,
Like
boy.
yeah, you have. You lived in Muncie. You know shit. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like if you live in a busier area, there's nowhere to park because it's always taken. If you know the tricks though, you're gonna get it. So that's the only reason. And Bucket was very attentive and listening to exactly what was being said as he has been this entire time. So you arrive maybe a minute or so after Johan steps up to the door and figures it out. So him going, "What took you so long?" is more just a, "I saw
With
you
the
pull
card
up.
in hand.
I saw you
He's
pull
like,
up, motherfucker. I saw where you parked. Sweet trick." But
he's
Like
like
noted.
this
I'll remember
with
that
his.
next time.
He's like this with his card in hand. What happened?
what are you gonna do? Pull a
What
gun on
happened?
him? So you enter into the Connaught. You look at the registrar, like the kind of board that shows the people who live here, and you know the specific apartment number you're looking for. When you get to that, the name in question is not Caitlin Linder. Instead,
Oh.
it's Natalie Jones of the apartment that you are looking at. I would like for Lamplighter, Bucket, and Johan to make a forgery roll.
Excuse me.
Again, you can spend as much luck as you want, and we're ending in like 7 minutes, so all of it.
Oh my gosh.
Forgery.
I've rolled awfully this whole time.
Where is forgery under?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to give it to Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, I see his scores. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I did pretty good.
So you are very proficient in faking shit, Lamplighter. You know like what is real and what is not. And the docket here of people, these are some older looking kind of plastic card pieces with the person's name kind of slotted into the sides to accentuate who's living in what apartments. The one for this Natalie Jones, it looks like it's supposed to be there. But you realize it's A, much newer, and B, not the same manufacturer, which means that this was not put in by the apartment like supervisor or superintendents. It was put in by someone else, and it doesn't look like it's been there very long. If you had to venture a guess, this week. And with that
Gotcha.
with that 27, like you're pretty sure you think you know a guy who could do this. Like you know where it could have been done. It's not too far from where you're at in Vista Del Rey, just up the way at the markets, just across the way.
Yeah, so kind of tell everyone about how I believe that's going to be someone put that in after the fact, basically.
And last thing that you'll note, Johan, you would know that if someone comes into the lobby here, they have to have very specific access keys to get you to specific floors. So you, with your card, can get to the top floor, but you already know who lives up there. Empty space probably been afforded to a Militech representative who has the same key as you,
Mhm.
and a woman who you were neighbors with.
I'm gonna go while these
Biblically.
while these guys go do whatever they're gonna do in that apartment, Johan's gonna go visit his ex-flame.
Okay, I will say that's fine for you migrating that way. Lamplighter, you would see that there is the basically call phone that can call to any of the apartments. if you are given like a postal pass to get through to this place, you'd basically ring up to who you want to. And it has have you ever seen Total Recall?
Oh yeah.
Not the new one, but like the old school one. So it's
Yep.
like
Yeah,
it's like this big metal fucking thing with like a flat panel in it. It's like someone took an iPad and like set it into like 80s tech. And that's the device that allows you to ring up to people.
Do we want to ring her?
Do you? It's highly unlikely that she's able to escape
Yeah.
unless she has some secret way of kind of escaping out like a fire escape. I mean, you obviously can get her if she tries to run.
Hmm. Say we try.
Okay. So do you buzz her then, Letty?
Yeah.
Okay. The screen, after like a short chime sound, will shift to what appears to be an interior camera. And you see a woman who does not match the description of the woman you're looking for. She is. So the woman you're looking for from the picture that you saw, kind of bob haircut, very much kind of, European / Japanese features, very pretty model, kind of gorgeous, possibly augmented in that regard, in a fashion sense, right? Like at least from the picture that you saw of her. This woman here, she looks like she is older, although again, maybe not older than who you're looking for, but she looks older, is what I mean. It looks like her hair is kind of curly and a mess. She doesn't have the same color eyes, the green eyes that you're looking for, and she also has kind of like she's just not the same person.
Yeah. As far as
She says, "Hello," and at that moment, Lamplighter, I need you to go ahead and make me a perception check.
oh no.
oh no.
While he's doing that, would I happen to know that the file is at least like as current as it could be?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fresh off the print. Lamplighter,
14.
and this will be the stinger for next session. You realize that there is an AI system, basically a filter that's being presented here that changes her to look like someone else, and also voice modulation. You can just like it's a very subtle thing that people who aren't in the know wouldn't know, but you're like, fake. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did. We will pick up when we get a chance, okay? Fucking leave us alone, alright? But the second that we get a schedule for it, I'll be posting it in our Discord, and we'll try and get a notice out on the Twitch as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time we get together. Ciao.
Cyberpunk!
Bye.